And we are live.
Look how quick. I just have to comment on how quick we go live now. I have to comment on that because, see, here's the thing, right? I don't know when it started. I don't know when it started with StreamYard. My memory, and it could be the Mandela effect, but my memory,
of course, possible.
My memory keeps telling me that it used to be a time we would click live on StreamYard and then to go live.
Yeah.
Towards the, I want to say last year or so of us using StreamYard, that wasn't the case. It'd be like a delay for it to go live and shit.
Yeah.
So, like I said, this thing possibly doesn't have all of the stuff the StreamYard used to have, but it has enough of it to allow us to continue to do the show. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Right. I gotta give it credit. It's like, I don't know what happened with StreamYard and that bullshit it was doing, but
hey, it didn't. I don't know.
It's an old saying, yo. Good riddance to bad rubbish.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, and it's not a bad little program. It's not. It's cool, but you can't be charging. You can't be charging
$45.
Come on, man.
Bucks a month.
That's price gouging. I don't give a fuck what
completely.
That's price gouging. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I would like to not say it was. I would, but
right.
I just don't believe it.
Well,
I just don't believe it.
Yeah, facts. No, it's crazy. And the only downside is this is a bit more involved.
Yeah, true.
But I mean, that's not the worst thing in the world.
What up,
and there are probably still things that I can do.
I'm sure there's workarounds.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
It's just right now.
No,
and because of who I am, and all that other shit, it's not really necessary. I can do the things.
That's a fact.
I don't really have a problem doing the things.
Some shit is trivial. Some shit like there are many workarounds and shit that I've had to do with less.
Yeah.
Right? Like speaking of that, just even from music, video, all of that, I remember basically having sticks and rocks. Sticks, rocks, rubber bands, and bobby pins.
That's hilarious.
You know what I'm saying? To do shit. Motherfuckers, they don't come from the time when a nigga like me was taking a 4-track machine, 4-track recorder, hooking my PlayStation to the CD burner to the trackboard so I could get that clean digital sound, you know what I'm saying, for the beats to record it on the one track so I could rap over it to a semi-clean beat, right? Niggas wasn't there for that, you know what I'm saying? And I don't recall, I mean, I know I burnt some CDs with that CD burner, but for the most part, no, I didn't. For the most part, that's what that shit cost me $300 too. The CD burner cost me $300. Ass. And I didn't technically need it because I had a computer, right? But when I eventually got the computer, I had a computer, but I didn't have some other things that I needed, like to make it do what I needed it to do. So I was still going back and forth between music generator and FL. I think it's FL5. I think it was FL5, my guy. Yeah. I think somewhere around FL10 or 9, I went and got lifetime updates. I said, fuck it. I'm gonna spring for these lifetime updates. Fuck it. I'm sure Image Line is regretting that shit now, right?
That's why they introduced the subscription service for actually I might check that out because they got a subscription service that gives plugins and samples.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so I might check them out because I got a Splice subscription. And
What up, Biddy?
What up, Biddy? And if they are better than Splice,
Mm-hmm.
nigga, I'd be saving some money.
Because FL does have a bunch of new plugins from over the years.
Yeah.
You know, and some of the old ones they had have been enhanced and made better and shit. So I don't know. It might be. I think they probably not even offering that lifetime. The lifetime.
No, it still is. It still do.
For real? I'm surprised at that.
Yeah.
I figured I was one of the only people still grandfathered in
there.
No,
that's why they introduced the subscription joint. It's not for FL.
Oh.
It's for the service. Like they do online mastering and this and that.
Really?
Yeah. It's I have for some reason not checked it out until recently, but the things I'm seeing from it, I might have to.
That's fire.
Might test that a little bit.
Yeah, that's fire. It's funny how shit always goes around. So, I first got FL Studios because it was cheaper than Reasons. That's why I got it, and it was more. It was also more similar to Music Generator, which I already learned how to use. Right. So I get it. And I remember people talking shit. Like, yo, this shit is a music production program. I was making beats off Music Generator that I was performing to live in clubs. So I don't want to hear from y'all about none of that. No, you should get Reasons, man. You got Reasons money? Fuck that. Right? So
it's a very important reason why I'm not going Reasons.
The reasons.
Okay.
The reasons. Nah, yo, but I had to tell my folks like, nah, yo, this shit is legit. So over the years, right, other programs came out that were more advanced, that had that label of professional on it, right? But know what I found when I started using some of those? They had some of the same goddamn tools that FL had. The only difference with those was it had the word professional on it. Right. Like, I see what you motherfuckers doing. And believe me, I've used quite a bit of other DAWs. Studio One. I've used Audacity, that free ass shit. Yeah, I used that before. I used Reaper.
Audition.
Audition. I've used all them shits. And now in 2024, I have returned all the way back around to FL. It's a complete suite. If I wanted the I get up one morning and go, I'm gonna make me some beats. I can make beats with the shit. If I want to record a song, I can record a song. If I want to master it on there, I can master it on there. Like, I don't know what to tell niggas. But I guess after Ninth Wonder, scorch motherfuckers with that production using FL, it shut a lot of miles, yo. It shut a lot of miles. It took Ninth Wonder to. I use FL. Nobody's like, y'all was just rocking out to Little Brother. What you got to say now? A lot of them discussions went away. A lot of comparisons went away. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. It's not the tools most of the time. It's the person using the tools. It's a poor mechanic that blames his tools for why he couldn't fix your car. This shit would have worked, but goddamn this damn monkey wrench.
Thanks.
So it's 11 after 11. I don't know if I should be doing the intro or not. What you
know nothing.
That's true. Facts. What's up, Cat?
What up?
But anyway, let's well, fuck it. I can do that. That's still 11:11. That ain't a lot of time.
Nah.
Welcome everyone to the Black Culture Geeks podcast. This is my man SPJ. And I am Tombstone the Dead Man, and we are just a couple of geeks talking about pop culture from a black perspective. Facts indeed. It is. Yesterday was a great day.
Oh.
Well, temperature wise.
Hmm.
And I said to myself, I said, self,
Oh. Okay.
you do realize that we are coming to the end of the nice days.
Well, yeah.
We got a handful of those motherfuckers left, unless we have one of those crazy ass winters where it's mild most of the time. And I'm up for that, to be honest. Like, I'm up for that. Like, I'm good with that. Where I just need a hoodie. I'm good with that. I'm good with it. Let's get more of that. Let's get more of that.
I hear you doing.
Because my daughter said the other day, and she probably heard me say it before, but it was cold as shit outside a few days back, and she hadn't gone outside yet. That sun beaming through the window, and I was like, you know what, you know it's 37 degrees outside. She went, what? It's 37 degrees. She said the sun is a liar. He really is. No, because I got that from it was an African friend of my mother-in-law. Right? In America, the sun is a liar. Yeah, depending on where you live, yeah.
I mean, that's true.
I hate that too, though. I ain't gonna lie. I hate it looking all nice and shit and bright outside. You go out there and it's cold as a motherfucker. Nah, if it's gonna be cold, let it be overcast. Then, fuck it. Let it be overcast. Fuck that shit. Although when I first started doing photography, that's not what I was thinking. I wanted all that natural light. I don't care if it's cold or not. I'm out there. But the problem with when I used to go out, these were some sad days, bro. When I first got my camera, the Canon, it was during the winter.
Yeah.
There's nothing growing out there. Hardly anybody. Yo, it was ass. And I was living in Laurel, which has a lot during the spring and the summer and some of the fall. A lot of foliage and nice little spots. But it was the winter, so all that shit looked bare as a motherfucker. I remember my pathetic ass grabbing the couple of lenses I had, my fucking camera bag and my camera, and going outside. And I'm looking here, look up the street. I look down the street, and I'm like, I'll find something to shoot. I came out here to shoot something today. Wind up doing shit like, so there's some evergreen bushes that may have a little color to it. It was so pathetic, yo. It was so pathetic. I would love to live someplace where there's always something to shoot. And because I wasn't in the city, I could have done some city photography, but I wasn't in the city. Yeah. Now, buildings and shit in the city, like architecture.
Oh, nigga, yeah.
Yeah.
Even when it's cold.
Like, you can get some great shots down there. But Kat says, it's finally not triple digits here. Took long enough to drop down to reasonable temperatures. Jeez. God damn, it's triple digits. Yo, I ain't feeling that, yo.
Nah.
Triple digits? I love it warm, but I don't like it surface of the sun. Like, what the fuck? Shit was Kelvin. Fuck that.
Oh, God.
Damn.
Hilarious. Fuck, God damn it. I'm trying to.
We tried it.
Oh, here we go. All right, where we at? Go find it. And that's not right.
Why'd you just turn Australian?
Oh, my bad.
He thought we didn't notice.
You stupid. All right. So
you still haven't watched Agatha all along, have you?
I started it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I started it. So my lovely significant other is one of those people who shares. Uh, I'm not going to specifically say that. So I went on because for some reason she's logged into her Disney Plus downstairs,
Mm-hmm.
and my Disney Plus is logged on upstairs,
Mm-hmm.
which we're gonna remedy that shit soon because there's no reason for us to have two.
There's no reason, even
Right.
though we got to. No, we don't. I'll take that. We don't have two. The house has one. Siobhan has hers.
So I went down. I was downstairs, and I was like, "Shit, I got some time. Let me go ahead and start this shit."
Mm-hmm.
I hit play, and it starts at like episode 5, and I'm like, "Wait, somebody, not Chrissy, somebody has been watching Agatha all along,
Mm-hmm.
and it has
Hold up.
not Chrissy."
They've been watching Agatha all along, or they've been watching Agatha
I don't know
all
how
along.
long watching it, but and it wasn't Chrissy, so I was like, "Dang, I hope." I started from the beginning. I hope I ain't messed them up.
Fuck them. It's not like, yo. It's not like it's even a lot of episodes, so yeah, be all right.
Thanks.
Yeah, be all right.
Yeah. So no, I've started. I like what I see so far.
Yeah, my opinion, without giving any spoilers away, it's well done, and it looks like it's done by
Nazis.
people
Stop
who do
doing
TV
your
series, and not people who do films trying to do stuff that looks like a TV series.
Okay.
That's what it looks like. It comes off like that to me, and of course, by it not having a bunch of episodes, it gets to the point because one of my criticisms of the Netflix Marvel series is that there was a lot of filler episodes to get them 20 episodes, right?
Sure.
So, like this doesn't do that. It gets to the point of the story.
6 episodes, 7,
8, something like that.
Mm.
I just watched the last one the other day, and I thoroughly enjoyed the experience. So
Word.
keep that up, Marvel. Keep that up.
Yeah.
But I am interested in getting your take on it.
Word. Yeah, I probably will be finished within the next week or two.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's funny because watching that, I had never thought to add witchcraft to any majestic lore.
Word.
But after watching that series, I did.
Makes you want to, yeah.
And it's dope. It's dope. It's dope. So, yeah, kudos for them. I also, because I already knew who Agatha Harkness was, I went and looked for some more Agatha Harkness stuff after watching it. And then I came to realize I knew who Agatha Harkness was, but I didn't really know who Agatha was. Like I saw her in a few books, I knew her connection to the Scarlet Witch and all that. But I hadn't really followed all of the shit she has been in Marvel.
Nigga.
How she saved the Silver Surfer's life, and she's went up against Kang, and she's not just
done it all.
Yeah, she ain't just one of those. True, she was not super popular, but it's not like the writers weren't using her.
Right.
Like they used her with the Fantastic Four. She's trained a lot of the magic people over there in the comic book version of Marvel. She's got a fingerprint in the Marvel comic shit. Now, as far as currently her whereabouts, nobody knows. Nobody knows if she's alive or she's dead. That's her current status in Marvel. But I got a feeling after the success of this series, she's gonna pop up again.
Right.
Got that feeling.
All right. So, video 1. I'm not even gonna play the second one. We just gonna talk about it. But video 1. Let's get into it. Where we at? Browse downloads.
if you don't want to be called Nazis, stop doing.
You've been called an
anti-Semite
more than anyone else at this table.
Yeah.
And people will sit there and, no, by me. I never called you an anti-Semite. I mean, I'm not sitting here saying I don't.
I'm a supporter of the Palestinians. I'm used to it.
Yeah, I hope your beeper doesn't go off. The thing is that
you just say I should
wow. You should not.
No,
I did this morning.
should be
No,
killed.
I did not say
I'm
that.
pretty sure you can hear it. We just
Let
can't
me,
hear it.
let me, hold on.
On TV.
I said I hope
Guys,
you don't.
let me just.
Oh, yeah, you know what video this is.
Because you sound like a
think it is.
supporter
Right now.
Of the
Oh,
Palestinians.
yeah.
Hamas.
Oh, yeah.
A
Am I
supporter of
what?
Hamas.
No, of course I'm not.
Palestinians are
Then
not.
I
Are
apologize.
you a
Ryan.
Then I
racist?
apologize.
Y'all can hear this,
Then I
right?
apologize.
Violence against
Ryan,
women.
Ryan.
That's disgusting.
That is completely.
No, I apologize.
Good
That
job,
is
CNN. Let's
completely
have first
out
block
of
say the
pocket.
Muslim guy
You
should
know
be
that.
blown
Then I
up
apologize.
on
Then I
TV.
apologize.
Don't
Then I
say
apologize.
then I
Wow.
apologize. You literally.
I thought you said
accused
Hamas.
him.
I apologize.
You didn't think I said
No,
Hamas.
yes,
I
you
said I
did.
supported
Yes, I did.
Palestinian
Yes, I
rights.
did.
Why? Because when you hear
What's funny
Palestinian,
is
you
Rudy
hear
Giuliani
Hamas.
said this
No,
yesterday,
because-
so you're a great guest to
Listen.
be here
All
to
right,
defend
I
Rudy
told
Giuliani.
myself
Give me
I
one-
wasn't going to
give me-
entertain
give me one
nonsense
second.
today, and so
Take
at
it
this
here.
point,
This is what we're in
I
now.
can't
This
do
is America in
Here's
2024.
what I will say.
Forget the
Here's what I-
racism.
That's
It's
right.
I should
That's
die.
right.
I didn't say that. You
You
should
said,
die.
what does beeper mean? Don't give me your
I
fake
did not say
ignorance.
you should
Guys,
die.
Why did you say
guys,
with my
give me-
beeper
give me
go?
a-
So what did you mean?
What did you mean by the beeper?
So what
I
did
said-
you mean?
What did you mean by the beeper?
No,
No, you didn't. You said, I hope your beeper doesn't go off.
Ryan, stop talking.
At least have the guts to support your racist
sorry.
comment.
Hang on.
I'm so sorry.
Let her bring it back. Let her bring it back.
This is
Hang on.
why. This is why yesterday's rally
Yeah.
was disgusting.
Don't call us
and
Nazis, but I'm going to
outrageous.
threaten the brown guy as a
This is
terrorist
why.
and kill him.
Because I didn't ever say Donald Trump was Hitler. But do you know who stood on a stage yesterday and said, I want to come to the Nazi rally? I don't have to make up words and call you something. You're saying it for yourself. And what you just said
Kamala
right
Harris
here,
is a pimp
apologize,
handler.
but I will tell you, I don't accept that apology, and you didn't even
That's
say it to
fine.
me.
I didn't say it
that
to
was
you.
disgusting. But I can be offended when you don't even say it to
That's-
me. I'm not Puerto Rican, but I was offended by what he said
Okay.
yesterday. And I'm offended that the former president and potentially future president would allow it and go for 12 hours and not say, I don't care. Because you know what? When Kamala Harris put out statements about switching up opinions, it wasn't good enough for Republicans.
Why are you looking at me?
Because you said it.
Why
'Cause
don't you
I'm-
take this back a little?
So,
All right. I saw that the same day it happened, but not while it was happening. Because I don't really watch CNN all that much.
oh, before you continue, for those wondering, the moderator absolutely took him off of the panel after this incident happened, and they continued without him.
Absolutely, as she should have been.
Yeah.
So I gotta say, if you're going to be that type of an asshole, stand on it
That part.
in the moment.
Yeah.
In the moment, stand
Thanks.
on it. Because the hemming and hawing about, I thought you said you was a supporter of Hamas and Palestinian don't sound the same, sir.
At all. There's
That's
no
a
way you
lie.
thought he said that.
See, my issue with a lot of them is they pussy, right? They pussy because by the way, I've experienced similar shit to this, right? Where a motherfucker will say something trying to get it off. So they can go back and tell their friends, yeah, I said such and such.
Mm-hmm.
But they try to say it in a way that's so subtle, hoping it doesn't register with the person what they're actually. So they say that real fast and go try to move on to something else. So they can brag to their friends, like, lady, yes, right, because I told such and such. The problem with doing that is me. Because I catch all of it.
Right.
And once I catch it, I'm gonna wowd you out and
Yo.
make you stand on it because I know you're pussy. And I know you thought you was gonna get that off without any pushback. And I don't necessarily do pushback in situations like that. I do punchback. Like, but he was soft because instead of keeping it 100 and saying what he said, yeah, I said it. Not even if he wanted to apologize. You know what?
Sure.
I was out of line. Don't act like you said it
Oh, I
for,
thought you said
for a
that you were
justifiable
about-
reason.
What?
No, you didn't. You didn't say that for
What are
a
you talking about?
justifiable reason.
Now, not to say that he's known for this, but if Hassan would have jumped over that table,
See, I'm gonna tell you about Amidi Hassan. We actually need more journalists like him.
Mhm.
I've seen him interview people on either side of the political equation. He don't be giving them nothing. He don't be giving them nothing. Nothing. He's going to ask the question, and if you don't answer it, he's going to ask it again. I've watched him do this type of shit, yo. I watched him say, he asked the question. The person tries to do the whole political shuck and jive to get around answering it. Then in the middle of the guy doing that, he asked the question again. In the middle of him doing this shit, he asked the question again. And then when the guy starts trying to do it again, he said, right after you finish doing that, I'm going to ask you this again. That's the type of shit. So I like Mitty. Yeah. I like him for that. My whole situation is, though, with him is that he is a consummate professional. He's not going to respond. That little punk ass shit dude did right there with a less professional person.
Nigga.
Yeah.
It might have been some furniture moving.
It might have been some furniture moving. And then only for this same chucklehead, after he was removed, and look, in the moment, gave apologies, even though they was half-hearted as apologies. He gave apologies. In the moment, he gets on social media and gets tough again. This is what I don't like about y'all. Right there. Right there. In the moment, you was, wait, I'm sorry. So in case I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Then you got out of the situation, got someplace safe, and then said all the tough shit. It's Jesus just jokes. I just got to tell y'all something, man. You know how many times people like us have seen some of the worst faith actors hide their virulent racism behind it's just a joke.
Right.
That's an old tactic. I don't know why a lot of them still think that shit works, but it doesn't. It's just a joke. Do you get paid to be a comedian, motherfucker?
Right.
No. But you hide it behind it. It's just a joke, and that's pussy shit. You don't want the consequences that come with the shit. You just want to be able to say the shit and then go back and tell all your little racist buddies, yeah, because I told them something, like you tough. You not tough. If you was tough, you would have stood on it in the moment. I said what I said. I said what I said. And I still maintain, even if he would apologize in the moment, it's a way to apologize without doing this shit. Okay, in that case, I'm sorry. Okay, in that case, I'm sorry. And then go on social media and talk tough. Y'all ridiculous.
To still man him a little bit, which isn't really still manning him.
Yeah,
but I would not be surprised because I'm not familiar with him. I would not be surprised if the reason that he went on social media and acted bad was because he got removed from the panel.
That's possible.
I wouldn't be surprised if his fifis was hurt.
Your fifis probably was hurt. But again, he's part of the crowd. He's part of the fuck your feelings. Facts don't care about your feelings crowd.
Right.
They be having a lot of feelings though.
Mm-hmm.
They feel a lot of things. They do, bro. That the crowd that says facts don't care about you, they be feeling shit. Right. The ones that be saying all this outlandish bullshit, this edgelord shit, and then just to trigger people, and then once they're triggered, their go-to is, see, man, y'all so sensitive. Y'all be kind of raw and sensitive.
Thanks.
Like somebody
humans.
Say that again.
That's how human beings work. We have feelings. No matter if we express them differently or try to hide them or whatever the case may be, we have feelings.
I feel like y'all want points for being phony.
Right.
Y'all want points for saying, well, I said that to him. He got all upset, blah, 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 blah. I don't be getting them. Some people say shit like that. And then we literally see the equivalent of that same thing being said to you and you wilding out or you getting mad or you talking about how you was discriminated against, or every time I turn around, the mainstream media is against people. All that persecution complex. Remember, this was the whole nobody's a victim crowd.
Right.
Nobody's a person. I ain't even gonna say gender. A person could have got sexually assaulted, dragged through the mud, their wallet taken, and their identity stolen online. In this same group, people be like, there's no victims here. There's no victims here. Be acting extra victimized. Biden said that shit he said the other day about his Trump's followers. There was a lot of raw emotions I saw all over Twitter. A lot of just raw. I can't believe. Meanwhile, all I've been hearing is the insults and the name calling, and all that shit. And y'all was good with it. Getting on posts that had nothing to do with you, and you saying the most virulent shit, and key, and gif of the frog dude, and key, and then soon as that, come on now, just admit you're human, and just admit that there are some things somebody's gonna say that's gonna rub you the wrong way.
Right.
Nobody's saying you should crash out.
Nah.
But stop acting like you don't be feeling it. You do be feeling it.
Yeah, that the crash out option is not an option for everybody.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Actually, it probably shouldn't be an option for some of those for whom it is an option.
Facts.
It's not really a good thing to do. It might make you feel better in the moment, but
in the moment, you will only feel better in the moment.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you because me and my brother Marlon used to say this shit. You can do anything you want. You can choose to crash out over little shit, but when you get caught, because you did the extreme in a situation that didn't require the extreme, and they make you pay for it, you didn't really get revenge.
Right.
You didn't really get revenge.
That's right.
If you're made to pay for it. Right? If they make you pay for the shit you did, that's not revenge.
Yeah,
revenge is doing it and getting away with it.
Right.
That's revenge. I got you.
Facts.
I went up on you, nigga. I went up on you. You know. But yeah, man, it's crazy because now that particular incident right there, that actually happens more times than that response typically warrants. Because I've watched several different news programs on several different platforms, and you hear stuff that people say out there, mama go, man, that right there, that's some wild shit you just said. That's some wild shit you just said. I'm surprised the moderator didn't step in and be like, hold up, B. This is the reason why I can't let you say that. I can't let you say that because if you say that in front of the right person, they'll be overturning the tables on my set. I can't allow that. I can't allow it to get that way. I can't allow it. But most of the time, they don't. They don't. All you gotta do, bro. I know this might be a little distasteful.
Oh, God.
Go check out an episode of Piers Morgan when he got interviews on it. Check out some of the shit that be coming out of the mouth of his guest. And it's a good thing for him and for the guest that all of this is done remotely.
Yeah.
Because if some of the shit they said had been said in the same room, bruh, somebody was going to crash. Somebody.
Oh. Nigga, the crash was coming.
It was coming.
Crash was coming. All right. So for those who don't know, this panel happened in response to the Nazi rally that we experienced in New York City.
You know, hold up. Be careful because they get mad when they get upset when you when you say it was the Nazi rally.
Damn. Okay. All right. Let me try again. So for those who don't know, the video we just watched was a panel in response to the Nazi rally.
Better.
that happened
That's
in
better.
New York
Much better.
City.
Much better.
And there was an actual comedian who does get paid
Right.
to do comedy,
Right.
named Tony something Hinchcliffe.
I forget what his last name was. I know.
Some bullshit.
So he has a
It's not
show
important.
or some shit.
It's not important that I get his name right.
No.
It's not even important that I get his quote right. He said something to the effect of there's an island full of trash called Puerto Rico.
That's what he said, bro.
So obviously there were a lot of people that didn't take too kindly to those words. So let's talk about that for a little bit. Because there were other things that happened during that rally that were egregious. But let's start with that one. I have this tweet, and because there was immediate backlash when that shit happened. Bad Bunny, J-Lo, Ricky Martin, and a bunch of other Puerto Rican celebrities immediately. Nicky Jam immediately went on their platforms and denounced Trump, and some of them pledged support to Kamala.
Also, under the comments of a lot of these celebrities was the whole, y'all too sensitive. Get out your feelings.
So the question that was asked in this tweet is, but why didn't they do it before this happened?
These are questions that do beg to be asked.
Right.
Why was it?
Because
They're not the only ones that's super quiet. We see some of you newspaper outlets that are old and got all this gravitas and all this respect for journalism, who typically in the editorial section they endorse somebody. Not this time.
now, this is, matter of fact, let me read some of the comments in response to her asking that question. Somebody says, girl, who cares at this point? An endorsement is an endorsement, and we can use as much as we can get. These whataboutisms are so exhausting. Nothing is ever enough for some of y'all. Champion for people who vote. Champion for people to vote. Instead of nitpicking, we are in a battle. Let's fight it. Before I read her response to that, this is not, all right. A part of this response I agree with. However, learn to filter yourself, because a lot of times, actually, let's take the ambiguity out of it. Anytime you say more than you need to say, you start looking more dumb.
Yes.
There was nothing in what she said that was a whataboutism. That's not what that word means. At all, in any way, shape, or form. That's not what that word means. Whataboutism is when something happens between two parties and someone talks about an outside party.
Yes.
That is not directly involved with this.
Yes.
She is questioning the direct people.
Yes.
That are doing the thing. That's
So
not whataboutism.
You're already mislabeling what's happening here.
Right. Now, the part I agree with, an endorsement is an endorsement to a certain degree, and we could use as much as we can get. Sure, absolutely. That's true. That's true. However, the problem that you don't seem to understand is time is a factor. Not only is time a factor, exposure is a factor. So somebody saying something, I don't remember what exact date it was. Oh, the date that this happened was October 28th. So somebody saying something October 28th, which is a couple weeks before the election,
right,
is much different than them saying it January 28th.
Right. What up, Verm?
And then maybe again in March 28th,
Right.
And then
Right.
in,
Right.
in June 28th.
Right.
Like,
Right.
there's
If you
a
want
much
an
difference.
example of another example of that,
Mm.
back in 2020, the summer of 2020, somebody was floating around the idea that the election was going to be stolen in the summer. In the summer.
Yeah.
Then we find out that Mr. Steve Bannon said that it was always the ploy that whether he lost or not, he won or not, he was going to say he won. So it didn't matter. It didn't matter. He was going to do that anyway. So time matters, man. When you said something matters. Can you imagine me telling you after you bust your ass by stepping on a banana and shit?
Yo, facts.
Yo, watch your step, yo.
No, not even after. This would be the equivalent of your foot is up and on the way down to the banana peel. And me calmly saying to you, yo, it's a banana peel right there. Before the service is over, nigga, it's too late. You can't possibly stop. That's more what this is. Like, and
say it with your chest too. See,
right.
Even if you were supportive of Trump, say it with your chest. Say it with that sneaky shit. Start making us think you think is wrong.
Yo,
say it with your chest.
The worst of these, to me, and you probably agree, is Nicky Jam.
Oh,
why is
horrible.
that the worst? I have reasons that may matter to some people and may not matter to some people. Among my reasons, he's a rapper.
Yeah.
If you're watching this show, I shouldn't have to go into why that is disappointing.
Right.
Another reason, though, and most egregious in my opinion, is Trump's introduction to Nicky Jam was, have you seen her? She's
hot.
Where is she? Where is she? And then there's a man walking towards you. And then he gets up and still endorses Trump.
Yeah, he's looking over Nikki like, where's she at?
Bruh. And then you continue walking and you still endorse this motherfucker?
He did.
So not even the hyper masculine, he confused me for a woman. No, not that.
He didn't know who the fuck you were.
He didn't know who the fuck you were. He had no clue who you were.
Keep going.
That was a 50-50 chance that he got your gender right and they got your sex right and he whiffed. And you still went up there and supported that motherfucker. Like, what are we talking? You're a dumbass. You were a dumbass then, and now, what's the phrase? I never thought the leopards would eat my face. It's the same type of thing. And for J-Lo, because I had my feelings about J-Lo, Ricky Martin, I don't know enough about Ricky Martin to have a feeling about him. I don't know that he ever endorsed Trump. I don't think J-Lo specifically has ever endorsed Trump, but J-Lo got some shit with her. Okay, it says J-Lo endorsed her a while ago, so good for her. She still got some shit with her. But yeah, I just it's not. Again, yes, endorsement is endorsement to a degree. Need all the help, blah, blah, blah. That's all true. But two things can be true. And y'all late as fuck. And particularly someone like Nikki, particularly someone like J-Lo, who used things that are whose vehicles to success were on the back of African Americans and African American culture. Why is it taking until now? Especially Nikki, out of the two of them. But again, J-Lo got some shit with her. I'm gonna keep saying that until Mike said Ricky was pathetic just about 20 years too early. We are living La Vida Loca. Come on. Anyway, what up, Discord? So yeah, like I said, more specifically Nicki Jam, because apparently J-Lo has endorsed Kamala before this. But I feel like for J-Lo, actually for both of them, why weren't you louder about this before? Even before you endorsed her, J-Lo, because I don't believe it was early in the campaign. So, but again, I will reiterate, they both at least started their success on the backs of African American culture.
Speaking of that, there's something else that needs to be addressed because I saw it bandied about, and it's horrible take.
Mm.
But this is not the first time I've heard this take used in similar situations.
Mm.
There were black people in the audience. There were Latin people in the audience. Like that they use as an excuse for why what the person said wasn't that bad.
Right.
Let me help you with that. So when the colonizers first came over here and they started usurping the land from the indigenous people,
mm-hmm.
there were Native Americans that helped them.
Oh yeah.
There were Native Americans that actually helped them chase down other Native Americans. That doesn't mean that what was happening wasn't a travesty. That doesn't justify what took place, because in every group, you're going to have members of that group that are going to side with what they consider to be the power structure. They have
right.
power. They can give me things. And in this particular case, there is an expectation from a lot of the black folks in there that they think their lives are going to be better if this motherfucker get in office. They don't think about the fact that the people he's empowering don't really fuck with them. For instance, qualified immunity for police officers. When we've all seen the type of shit that happened here in this country to black people, particularly black men and police officers of all races, because it don't matter if the cop is white. It don't matter if the cop is black. If the prevalent view is that, black male, dangerous, a bit more dangerous than anybody else, I'm gonna have to come at him with a different approach with him. That's not just shared by white cops. That's also shared by black cops.
Yeah.
Right? Qualified immunity for your ass. Also, imagine stop and frisk. Back again, but not even just in New York. All over this country. Imagine shit like that. See, but despite all of that, despite the fact that a lot of people supporting him don't like your ass, right? There's some of us that do believe that this is the best move. They honestly believe that. So you using the fact that some of us there's always some chocolate chips in the midst of some bullshit. I'm telling you now. The fact that you try to use that to excuse that is wild, because it's not the flex you think it is. It's just not.
Yeah. No, it's so I'm looking at this, and it says that there's a lot of comments are saying that all of them endorsed Kamala previously. And I want to check one thing out.
Where?
Because
people just be saying shit online a lot of times, and they don't really be backing it up with no link, no video of them saying it,
right?
Written statement.
Yeah, no. I'm not gonna do the research for all of them, but Nicki Jam absolutely did not.
No, he publicly with his whole face got up there and said he endorsed Trump.
Like, let's read the article. Reggaeton star Nicki Jam on Wednesday revoked his endorsement of Donald Trump after a comedian called Puerto Rico a floating island of garbage at a Madison Square Garden rally for the former president. Nicki Jam, who is Puerto Rican, announced to his 42 million social media followers that he was rescinding his endorsement. He had endorsed Trump during a campaign rally in Las Vegas in September. Quote, I never thought in my life that a month later. So, yeah, no, he did not endorse Kamala before this happened. So I'm not about to get in there and argue with the Twitter comment section, but yeah, no, that's not what happened. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not gonna do the research on anybody else. They say J-Lo did it before, then J-Lo did it before. Fine. But again, J-Lo still got some other shit with her because of what her upbringing was and how she broke through and the change that her career, but whatever. Let me finish this quote. I never thought in my life that a month later a comedian would come along and criticize my country, speak poorly of my country. Therefore, I renounce any support for Donald Trump. That is not an endorsement of Kamala Harris.
No.
I want to be clear on that.
But
because
here's the other thing. Say you don't want to endorse. All right. Don't endorse nobody then. Why'd you even do that in the first place? Well, unless they paying you. And 50 Cent was offered $3 million to perform at the Republican National Convention. $3 million. Get up there and say some words.
Yeah.
Guess what they wanted him to perform? Many men. Mind you, this is right after the assassination attempt on Trump. The alleged assassination attempt on Trump. This is right after that. They wanted to get up there and go and sing "Many Men."
Right.
Where's death upon me? Like, and of course he turned it down, but I think he only turned it down because $3 million for 50 Cent is like $20 for going to the store. You know what I'm saying? Like, $3 million is not a lot of money for a guy like him. And it ain't worth the backlash he would have gotten.
Oh, no.
$3 million is not worth the backlash. Not that he'd cared had it been more money. He wouldn't have, because low key, I think that's who 50 voted for. But whatever the case may be, he certainly wasn't going to do it for $3 million. So we do know they're handing out checks for motherfuckers to get up there and
of course,
they're handing out checks. You know.
All right, so I guess let me round out this article. The endorsement sparked an immediate backlash, talking about his endorsement of Trump. Nicky Jam. An immediate backlash on social media among fans and fellow Latino artists who were both upset by the endorsement and who felt the artist had been insulted by Trump. Among those who criticized the artist was Mania, a Mexican rock band that removed the 2016 song with Nicky Jam and said in a social media post that it does not work with racists. Nicky Jam ultimately took down his endorsement from Instagram. So apparently before the Nazi rally, he deleted the video on Instagram of him endorsing Trump. That is not him saying, because once it's out, the internet is written in ink.
Right.
That's not how this works. You deleting a video off of your feed does not delete the video.
Facts.
That's not how that shit works.
Facts.
Continuing, Sunday's garbage comment by comedian Tony Hinchcliffe at the Trump rally drew outrage among a key voting group just days before Election Day.
You know what I find funny about that part? So for a few days in September, maybe a week or so, they were talking about the October surprise. Is there gonna be an October surprise? Because what up, sis? Is that gonna be an October surprise? Because what usually happens during October, blah blah blah. Now, typically the October surprise is somebody springs some shit out on your ass in the press. Hey, they did this, or some other fuck shit happened. But in this case, this is like self-inflicted because you're not telling me they didn't know what the dude was going to say. And wait.
So the dude who stood at a podium and threw toilet paper at Puerto Ricans responded to questions about it on Tuesday, saying he did not know who Hinchcliffe was and was unaware of the joke that he made. Quote, "It's nobody's fault, but somebody said some bad things. I don't know if it's a big deal or not, but I don't want anybody making nasty jokes or stupid jokes. Probably he shouldn't have been there."
Nigga, no. So can we have a talk about accountability? Now, for years, I have seen people on the left and the right talk about accountability for years. What I will say, one thing I can say about the left, I don't know if I can call the Democrats left anymore, but one thing I can say about the Democrats is they do have a history are sitting motherfuckers down.
Oh, yeah.
You did something. You had the Al Franken situation. Nah, go away.
Mhm.
You had the other motherfucker that was up from New York. I forget his fucking name. Nah, go away. He got caught messaging some underage girl.
Yeah.
And his wife found out and all this other shit. Nah, get the fuck out of here. One thing I can say.
Shit, even though it's not, he didn't necessarily do anything egregious, you gotta count the Joe Biden thing.
You already got him up out of here. Listen, that's the one thing I can say, at least from that standpoint. But we can all agree, no matter what side of the equation, we can all agree there needs to be more accountability with these fucking politicians of all stripes, except for when it comes to Trump and his campaign. For some reason, people don't want accountability for that. I found that amazing. They wanted Hillary locked up.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Am I bugging? Or was there an entire period in the era of time where lock her up was a mantra? When it kept bringing up the Benghazi shit and had what? 30, 60 hearings on the shit?
Right.
Because accountability. What part of accountability is saying that my campaign booked a comedian to come on, didn't know what he was going to say, he got up there and said some things. Oh, and by the way, it's nobody's fault. What kind of fucking accountability is that? Y'all don't want accountability. You really don't. Not for your side.
Right.
You don't want accountability for your side. You don't.
No. Not at all. So another part of this, again, Rudy Rudy with the duty went up there and started talking about how Palestinians are trained to kill you at 2 years old and all this other bullshit.
Hey, wait to try to desensitize people to the videos and pictures of kids being pulled from under rubble. Way to go, Rudy.
Right.
Way to go.
So I just want to put this out here. So all you idiots who are obstinate about Palestine and voting and wanting to attack people like us, you cannot see past your own issues. And where did that bring you? Right next to us. You spent all of that time asking us to overlook our issues and talking about how limited our worldview is. Now the evidence suggests and has revealed that it is you who was afflicted with not being able to overlook your issue and having a limited worldview. Isn't that interesting?
Let me ask you a question, bro. So, for those who have chose to abstain from participating, because neither one of them are perfect.
Right.
Kamala ain't perfect. Listen, there are criticisms I have for her for days.
Absolutely.
Surprisingly, though, it's not none of the lies that were spread about her, about the things she did, or misrepresentation of her record. There are other things I don't like about Kamala Harris. When our
Stop. And you know what the thing is?
What's that?
Because of the situation that we're in, and because of how the weight of this decision that is upcoming, notice how Tim has not gotten on the show and espoused all of those.
Nope. Because it ain't those. Most of those are lies or misrepresentations of what the fucking record is. Right. But think about this: the fact that they're abstaining because neither one of them are perfect. Do you think that your great grandfather, or whenever it was we started being able to vote, you think they had perfect candidates to choose from?
Yo, I had a tweet about this. I don't know if I saved it or not. For anybody out there listening, the answer is no.
Right, and yet, can't we say arguably? What up, Sean P? Can't we say arguably?
What up?
That even even participating in a system that never has any perfect candidates ever, things got marginally better over the years, even though none of these choices were perfect. Things got marginally better because things can get better than what they were with imperfect candidates being elected. I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds wild, but things can get better. Things will never change anywhere in your favor if you don't participate, and I'm going to tell you why. The people who vote the least in this country are black males. Mm-hmm. So when you hear them complaining about how nobody puts our issues to the forefront, you ever think that's why? Because at the end of the day, politicians are fishing for support. And where do they want support from? Mostly the people that actually vote. Because they're the ones that's going to matter on the election day. The ones that's actually going to either leave their homes, stand in the line, vote in the booth, or those who's going to do the early voting shit, maybe with ballots, right? One way or another, they are the hot leads because they're going to vote. If you don't vote, and we can look clearly at the numbers and say, yeah, this demographic here doesn't really vote that much. You cannot expect them to market what they plan to do towards you. They're going to market it towards the people that participate. It's real simple. The other thing y'all going to have to get rid of is this idea that you're ever going to make this place perfect. It's not happening. Mm-hmm. Y'all done had 400 years to make this place perfect. You see how much resistance that got just for little shit? Resistance for a woman being able to vote. The resistance for you to even be able to eat in the same restaurant as the dominant demographic. The level of resistance for these little things. The idea that you're going to put somebody in office that's going to make everything perfect for you, I think we need to start with expectations first. You need to start with reasonable expectations first. There's not a single politician walking that's going to make this place utopia. Y'all scorn the idea of harm reduction. Harm reduction saves lives. Harm reduction makes it so things are stable for you to have another day to chase that fucking dream you got of this place being perfect.
Right.
At the very least, you should be looking at that. Yes, if we just keep this place stable, if we keep this place from crashing the fuck out, that gives us more opportunities to have this perfect society that we're all trying to get. But when you step out of it, and then I hear you telling other people to, but I don't hear what the plan is afterwards. Oh, you saying this ain't it? This not what works? That's interesting. It's what works. All right, connect the line from your inactivity here to us getting to the goal we want. Make that connection. All right, so we don't participate now. We don't vote for Trump. We don't vote for Kamala. We don't participate at all. Connect that line to where that saves the people in Gaza.
Right.
Make the connection to where it gets women their bodily autonomy back. Show me how that works. What's next? After you don't do it and you feel like you're better than everybody that did it, you just know more. You weren't distracted by this election thing. After you did that whole song and dance about how you're just so much smarter than all the rest of us. After you did that, please connect for me the line as part of your master plan to get the things you want. Here's something else. Definitely not going to like this. Maybe there are other ways to do that. Maybe there are. Are you willing to do those things? Because I only hear a lot of y'all talking about this shit during election time. Those 4 years in between, what the fuck are you doing?
Yep.
What's the master plan? Listen, the thing. I know activists. I know organizers that's about their shit all the time. Not every 4 years. No, they are on their shit all the time. And I salute them, even if I disagree with what they are, their whole act. I salute the fact that they understand that it's not just about the election.
Yeah, they understand the work that's necessary.
There's work that comes after that. Some of y'all keep saying these things like you out there really beating the street. And you not. You not. After this is no longer the conversation du jour. Election is over, whatever. You're going to be talking about something else. One thing you're not going to be doing, though, is you're not going to be joining any community groups. You're not going to be calling the governor's office, talking to the mayor, doing some local activism. You're not going to be doing that. The vast majority of you want to have this conversation online every 4 fucking years that makes you feel like somehow you're smarter than everybody else that's participating.
Right.
But the rest of this year, you ain't going to be doing shit. These next 4 years, you ain't going to do shit. That's why when I look on my timeline, the people that I give the most respect for is people I know are doing shit all year long because I see them. I literally see them see it happening. When they have criticisms, when they say, I ain't getting involved in that shit, fuck them both.
Yep.
I at least respect that because I know I see what they're doing all year, these next 4 years. I see what they're doing. They beating the street. They doing the shit. They doing this. They doing that. All right, they doing something. They doing something. Civic duty does not just stop at casting a fucking vote.
Facts.
And a lot of y'all ain't doing that shit. And I can tell from the ignorance of how the system works when I see you trying to blame Kamala for shit.
There you go.
That's a president.
She's already been there for 4 years. Why hasn't she done any of this stuff?
Has she been there as president? Do you not know?
Do I not know? Did Sleepy Joe go away somehow and I don't realize it?
Yeah, he went away a few months ago. He went away a few months ago and shit. And look, let me tell you something. It is a valid criticism to critique the Democrats to say, y'all knew that man wasn't right. Y'all knew that man wasn't right. And y'all was getting all on these shows talking about, oh, you ought to see Biden when he away from the cameras. He be doing cartwheels.
Well, hold on. Wait. To be fair, nigga, after he dropped out the race, his next few appearances.
No, he got more spry.
Yeah, he has some spring in his step.
You know what it was?
The weight is off his shoulders.
The weight is off his shoulders. The weight is off his shoulders. He couldn't carry that shit.
He's like, oh, I'm gonna do this shit again?
Fuck
all
that.
Right, bet.
Woo! I'm gonna get some sleep. Listen. Listen. That is valid to critique the Dems on. I ain't gonna hold you. It's absolutely valid. Like, yo, y'all ran around saying that he was blah, blah, blah. But know what's not valid? Saying that they shouldn't have switched out players.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. You can't have both arguments.
You can't have both arguments. You can't have both arguments. And also, it's a difference between being able to do the presidency and doing the presidency while running for president.
Right. And there's a legitimate argument for Kamala not having a primary. Right? Sure. I understand your concerns with that idea. But in practice,
that
don't fucking matter.
It was only a few months before the election.
Right.
Here's the second thing. And if you're not complaining, this is the other thing. If you're not complaining about this all the time, I don't want to hear you complaining about it now. These political parties are private organizations.
Facts. They can choose whatever the fuck they want.
And there used to be a time when there was no primary. They didn't even do that shit. They just picked the fuck who they want. They did their internal shit
Yeah.
Pick who they want and put it out there. If you're not complaining about these two parties being private organizations any other time, I don't want to hear you doing it now. I'm sorry. Well, put it like this. You can say what you want. I won't take it seriously. I won't take it seriously. I just won't.
No. And I don't blame you because
exactly, sis. Exactly.
Oh no, absolutely. See, here's the thing.
There's
She's
receipts
been doing her job. They just don't know where her job is. That's the issue.
Yo, I knew we was in a crazy place when I saw one of these focus groups had people up there on the panel, and they was calling her unqualified.
Nigga, yo, every time I hear that shit, I'm like, what are you? See, the reason I call you dumb, is I have no desire to try to change your mind.
No, not at all.
Because the idea is, oh, you shouldn't be calling people dumb because they're not going to listen to you. I don't give a fuck.
I don't care about they listening.
Y'all are way too old to not know how this shit works. Like, what are you talking about? The vice president's duties is to be the president of the Senate, to sit in the White House and do what the president tells him to do, and sit and be pretty.
And don't fuck up.
Go out, kiss some hands and shake some babies.
And don't fuck up. Don't say nothing. Don't break nothing.
Right.
Don't do shit. Don't do shit. Also, I'm hearing this from people who work at a flower shop.
Shut the fuck up.
Hold up, bro. She passed the bar.
Nigga.
She's really a state attorney.
Yes.
Y'all sitting here saying
he has already been an elected official.
She's already won elections. It's one thing not to like her or agree with her policies.
Sure.
I respect it. Everybody not going to agree. But when I hear you, whose job is picking lint out of the tweed jackets of billionaires, saying that she's not educated enough?
Right.
What?
Yo, you could reduce her current job to stay alive, break the tie, and other duties as assigned.
Facts.
That's it.
Facts. Mike said, "Oh, stay alive just in case."
Right. Like, what are we talking about here? What?
I listen. I'm gonna tell you what we're talking about here. Trump said it. Trump said she's not very smart. And then his minions went, yeah, she's not very smart. Have you looked at her educational background?
Nigga.
Now look at his. He won't even release his fucking grades.
No. And he keeps harping on her never working at McDonald's.
Which, by the way, again, this is the whole thing about that whole just say it and they'll believe it. He didn't present one piece of evidence that she didn't. So I'm gonna say this: if he can say she never worked at McDonald's, then I can say Trump never met a woman he didn't try to sexually harass.
Damn.
I'm just gonna say it, and I got more evidence for that.
Facts.
Than you got about her.
He's
not
been
working at
convicted for
McDonald's.
things.
Right.
He's been convicted for things.
Right. Like, yo, that shit is ridiculous. He just said it. And yo,
he brought it back up after he did his photo op at McDonald's.
He did it specifically for that.
I talked to all the managers here, and they have no record. That's not how global corporations work. The local managers at one franchise of McDonald's are not going to have the historical record of every single teenager who has ever worked for the company. That's not how that shit works.
Okay. So here, a couple of questions.
I'm fairly certain you can never walk into a local franchise of McDonald's and get a career history. I'm pretty sure it's not legal.
Yo, listen to me.
That even if they had that information, for them to just give it to somebody that has nothing to do with the company. Like,
listen, was this supposedly the McDonald's that she worked at?
Right. Like, what is happening?
What are you, bro? For those of you that keep harping on things about intelligence and Kamala, and y'all good with that. This is why nobody takes you that seriously from you. That's why. Because they're eating the dogs. They're eating the pets. They're eating the... That's why when you say stuff about her intelligence, you can disagree with her policies. Do that. Mm-hmm. But you start talking about shit like she's not intelligent.
Water. They can't disagree with her policies.
Oh, I know what you're about to say. Because they're not even smart enough to understand what the policies are.
They can't disagree with her policies. It's the low-hanging fruit with them.
Mm-hmm. Bro, I gotta say,
they're picking apples from a pear tree.
no, they're picking carrots from a pear tree. like, yo, listen, I gotta say, I remember a time back in, let's say 2009, 2012, 13, 14, whatever, when there was a segment of people running around telling people like me who were on YouTube just going off about how stupid people are, and this is a problem, and it's going to be a problem in the future because it's a problem now, that told us we was exaggerating.
Yo,
we was exaggerating the issue.
I remember a time where opposing politicians, when in public, responding to the comments and questions of the common folk, would defend their opponent if the person said something stupid and outlandish.
That was only, a decade ago?
Right.
It was only a little over a decade ago. But now it's like, let's heap the worst things or accusations possible, whether there's evidence for it or not, whether anybody left room for you to think it or not. Let's do that because it's going to stick, because something else Graydon said that's 100% the truth. Motherfuckers looking at this like it's sports.
Yeah.
And they riding with their team regardless. See, that ain't me. That's not me. That's not SBJ.
It just so happens to be that the quote unquote team often lands on the side of the lesser of two evils.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
It's happenstance. It's not.
It's not even happenstance. I'm gonna tell you what it is. When the vast majority of your party is one demographic.
Yeah.
They are going to lean into what they believe to be the interest of that demographic. But we know, just from talking to people that are part of that demographic, that that's not true for everybody in that demographic. No. There are white people out here looking at the shit that's happening in this majority white party. Republicans are going, what the fuck are y'all doing? What are y'all saying? And we see this every day. We see these comments every day. So no, it's definitely them pandering to their base, just like the Dems pander to their base. Can we get that word out the way for a second? Just for a second. Y'all can say what you want, but if they pander and then do what I ask them to do, I don't give a fuck about pandering.
Here's the thing. Pandering in and of itself is not inherently a bad thing.
No.
You're supposed to give the people what they want.
Yeah.
In theory, so that you have the opportunity to give the people what they want
they need.
In practice.
That's right. That's right.
That's how that's supposed to work.
Right.
So that's like, some people might hear it, some people say this and take it as a bad thing, and it's even if the person saying it means it in a bad way, it's not necessary. Saying that the Republicans are much better at pandering than the Democrats are, it's a fact, and it's a successful strategy.
Yeah.
It's the reason that they ever win or are ever close.
Because they are actually, and the thing is, they very rarely do they actually do what they say they're going to do. Right. They're actually going to help the people. Same with the Dems. It's very rare. Mm-hmm. It's very rare. The difference is, for several reasons, but the difference is when they do, at least in my opinion, the Dems come closer to what I would rather have done than what the Republicans do a lot of times. I want to read something Sean P said, because I noticed this too. Sean P said, They then photoshopped the picture of her in McDonald's uniform using AI, then blamed her for the picture.
Right.
Yo, what the fuck?
Right.
What the fuck?
They are unhinged.
Yeah.
They are completely unhinged, and I don't want to do it.
No.
I simply don't.
I'm tired of it. Listen,
This is why, like, before, in years before, you would hear me be measured when I speak about people with different opinions. And
right.
Blah, 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 blah.
Right.
More recently, I've been much more willing to call them idiots.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because again, I have no interest in changing your mind because I'm aware that that's a losing effort. It's not, because the only thing I have to give you is logic and facts.
And you've
clearly
already
you're adverse.
You've already rejected it. You've already like the moment they made fact checkers the bad guy, that's when you knew it's all bets off. It's all bets off now. It's all bets off. Like at that point, we're not really dealing in the same reality.
Yeah.
And I don't have anything to help you bridge the gap because facts are off the table. Once facts, I don't have nothing else. I have nothing else for you. Nothing. But this is the thing. My whole goal with all of this is for this place just to stay a little bit more stable, to give me and mine a little bit more time. Get the fuck out of here. Like that's it. So I don't believe for 1 second that if you allow somebody who constantly throws verbal firebombs out there into the political sphere, the reins after he arguably, at the very least, inspired a riot and would not and refused to accept the results. To this day, he's still saying he didn't lose.
Yeah.
That to me destabilizes the country. It destabilizes the country because what happens is if you're going to do that every time there's an election, then what about local elections? How do you know they're not rigged? You start to go down this rabbit hole that destabilizes.
That's a hard sell that your election was rigged, but
nobody else's. So all the Republicans, by the way, all the Republicans that won in 2020,
right,
was their shit. You know they're not separate ballots, right? Everybody's shit.
So your idea is that the fake ballots that were pumped into the system still wanted a Republican House and Senate.
Right.
That's not how the government works.
No, it's not. It's not even how ballots work. Right. They don't send you a separate presidential ballot and then another ballot with all of the House and Senate.
Right.
And shit. It's all on the same fucking thing. You was willing to accept where the Republicans won. For the Senate and House, you was willing. But when it came to Donald Trump, oh no, it was all rigged. We as a country, we can't do that. We can't allow that mentality to grab hold because all this will fall apart.
We have no choice. We're all stupid.
Yeah.
The people who believe it are stupid because they're stupid. And the people who are perpetuating it are stupid because half of them don't realize the holes in their story.
Big holes.
Some of them do. Absolutely.
But they
I would argue
half
of them don't realize.
They understand their audience too. Because if they know that there are clear holes in that logic, in that claim, but they also know their audience isn't known for critical thinking. They say maybe a smaller percentage will figure out, but what about smaller percentage? They're going to run with it. And my fear is Trump gets away with that. And he's upset the whole apple cart with the idea of rigged elections. Yeah. And he becomes successful with it. Then it becomes a legitimate tactic.
Yeah.
And we already saw other politicians elsewhere attempting to do the exact same thing he did. Oh, it was rigged. Yeah. I should have won.
Yeah, on top of that, continuing his lie. There are still people who will not say that he lost that election.
Yeah.
Still other politicians that will not say he lost that election.
And a lot of these politicians were politicians that were on the same ballot.
Yep.
So your shit was rigged too, right?
Right.
Yours was rigged to win. So the person that rigged the ballots for him, they said, fuck him, but I'm cool with these other.
And let's follow this out. Let's follow this out to its natural conclusion. So that would mean that these people are Republicans.
Yes.
But they feel like Donald Trump is not representative.
Wow.
Of what Republicans should be. Therefore, get off his nuts.
Yeah. Well, no, they're not doing that.
Oh no,
it's Glaze City.
Yeah,
it's Glaze. They be. I mean, yo, you listen. Y'all know me. I don't like the glazing of politicians. I don't.
Right.
I hate it. They're public servants. Every last one of them. I think one of the major issues here in this country today is that we have made celebrities out of these motherfuckers. Yeah, that should that's the way we have turned them into pop culture icons is absurd. And it's also not conducive to getting the things you want. Because may I remind you of how regular people act once they become celebrities? Yeah. So what do you think is happening to somebody who not only has the power to enact laws and all this other access to all these other levers of society, and then on top of that, y'all made them a celebrity or her a celebrity? What do you think is going to happen? Absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Yeah.
So no, I don't. Do you want to be entertained by your politicians, or do you want them to do what the fuck you told them to do?
You know, in an ideal world, I take both.
Nah, I don't need that.
However, no, I don't say I need it. No, I don't say I need it.
Niggas ain't
no, listen. The vast majority of them ain't. In an ideal world, I wouldn't mind both.
What about your choose? What about your accountant?
Again, in an ideal world, listen. I'm a simple man.
You stop enjoy entertainment.
Listen, I enjoy a good joke, a good note coming out of the gun. I enjoy a hot 16 every now and then.
Yeah, somebody give you a hot 16. What's up, Cosby? Somebody give you a hot look. You go up there to get your taxes done and shit. Motherfucker spit a hot 16 like, oh shit.
But
taxes still gotta be
my
right,
taxes still better be right. Like, this don't absolve you from what I'm here for. Like, look, this ain't our relationship, but I'm happy to accept the bonus as long as the actual factual is correct.
Get my shit done.
Yeah, get my shit right.
Get my shit done.
And listen, you can do whatever else you want.
That's what I want. I want some hunched over, musty, male or female,
well,
who's a bean counter.
No, I don't.
To go up there and look at all the numbers and all the stuff. Okay, they got to do this and get my shit right.
They don't got to stink to get your shit right, though. Like,
well,
that's not a necessity.
Musty in the sense that they're in some musty room with a bunch of books and they have.
Okay, all right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, well studied. That's what I don't want is the guy getting up there juggling, talking about these immigrants.
No, listen. If you got a line to jump through a hoop and you happen to fix the tax issues in this country as well, my guy, I'm voting again. Like, I don't.
So, are you saying that if there's two politicians running, one gets the job done but ain't entertaining, the other one gets the job done but is entertaining? Well, it's the entertainment factor, bro.
I'm going with this. Yeah. Listen. If both of them get the job done, I'm going for likability factor.
Yeah, but he can sing.
Hey, if he dropped the hottest R&B album of the year, and he also fixes childcare and affordable health care, I'm going in his direction. It's not even a question at that point.
But what if he's trying to do both at the same time?
If he can do it, listen, I don't subscribe to the whole master of none thing. Like, I feel like listen, because in order for this to be possible, that means he would have to have all of the right cabinet in place. It would mean he would have to have the right version of the House and the Senate in place. If that's the case, he probably got some free time on his hands. I ain't gonna hold you. If all that shit, if he got the right cabinet, the right house, the right Senate, he probably got some free time on his hands.
So let me give you this scenario, right?
Okay.
War breaks out with an ally overnight. They get attacked. They call over to the White House and say, hey, yo, some shit going on. We need to speak to the president.
He in the studio?
Yeah, studio time.
Listen, he paid for that studio time. No. They're gonna have to dedicate a wing of the White House to be in the studio.
So he can't.
That way, it only might take him 10, 15 minutes.
He can't go to the studio.
It only take him like 10, 15 minutes to get back to the Oval.
Yo, that is hilarious.
Or the War Room, either one. Like,
what if he land his vocals down, and a motherfucker tried to come in the room and the Secret Service stopped? Like, yo,
all right,
this is his sixth take. He got to get this down.
Either the engineer or one of them Secret Service motherfuckers got to get fired. It's one of their fault. It's one of their fault.
And then
the studio needs to be in close proximity to the War Room, the Oval, and the briefing room.
What about the escape room? Because I know they got a room, but they go down these elevators.
You have to have more than one escape room. You got to have more than one escape room. There's no way around that one. Listen.
Look, what if after he does that, right, they do come in and they interrupt them and all of that shit. And then because it's a whole bunch of shit going on, he tries to go back in to finish it real quick. And then it come out and it's whack. Because then he blames it. Then he blames it on the fact that
then he got to make a diss song about that event, that conflict.
If Russia hadn't invaded Ukraine, this would have been a hotter song.
Yes. You gotta make a diss song about Russia now. It's just what it is.
Listen.
Once he gets time again, once everything under control, you gotta head back in that booth, my guy.
Yo, that is hilarious.
Listen, I ain't write the rules.
This whole string of conversation is a classic black culture.
I ain't write the rules, my guy. I just follow.
Listen. All I can tell y'all is that this whole thing about elections being rigged and stuff like that, y'all don't really want that to grab hold because I'm gonna tell you what eventually happens. Then it's not just on one side, because somebody on the other side is gonna say, "Well, I'm right." Bad faith actors exist in both political spheres.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody's gonna do that shit on the other side too. And no, I don't count what Hillary did because she really 24 hours.
Yeah.
24 hours later.
Yeah.
Stop it. It ain't these. That's the other. Boy, these false equivalencies be having y'all fucked up.
Completely
fucked up.
Then just people that don't actually know what they're talking about, just throwing out buzzwords. The emails. Oh, okay. What about them? Tell me specifically what about the emails.
Which email is the email in the room with you? Like, tell me which one. Like some of the shit that people try to make the equivalency, it's not. So yeah, I could say, well, that's unfortunate.
Right.
Sure wish that didn't happen.
Right.
But then there are other things you're going, no, bro, that can't happen. This cannot stand. Y'all can't be cool with that.
No.
And still proclaim yourself patriotic and
here's the thing.
All that other shit. No.
Ideally, right? Not even ideally. Best case, far-fetched but still feasible scenario is somebody looks through all these old-ass laws and all these old-ass requirements for things and does some type of modern update, right? Because there are several things that have happened between between Trump being inaugurated and Trump announcing that he was running for this election that should have disqualified him from being able to run.
Yes.
Should have disqualified him. Yes. But apparently they did not. So it's like, what are we talking? Oh, the sexual assault convictions, the fraud convictions, the grabber by the pussy revelation, the insurrection happening,
If nothing else, that should have been the thing.
The connected but still a very separate, individual, specific, important thing of sowing distrust in the public.
Institutions. Yeah.
Like all of those things, and then all of the convictions that he just got before the cycle started. All of these things in a efficient working government should have disqualified him from being able to run again.
Yeah.
However, here we are.
And it's crazy too, because there's a part of me that thinks the reason those loopholes and shit weren't patched, these seem like obvious things that should have been patched. The reason why it wasn't is because somebody at some point wanted for a president to be able to navigate and skirt around.
Interesting. I was going to go the other direction. Mm-hmm. I was going to say that with all the issues and flaws that the people who put these things in place have, nobody ever imagined that anybody this unhinged would be at this level.
That could be possible, but my only counter to that is we had some really unhinged presidents before Trump.
Sure.
Really, like Andrew Jackson, bro, murderous. So there's a said that part of me is whole too. Yeah, like they wanted that's how I feel, like they wanted them to be able to do that for a myriad of reasons that aren't mostly good.
Right.
Just like we get taught a lot of bullshit about the history of this country versus the history of other countries. Other countries do the exact same thing. Yeah. There's a propaganda equation in all governments because they want the people to believe that their country is the right one and the one to do that. Blah. No. And I think much along with that grift, that's what I'm calling it, a grift. Much along with that grift is also the other thing. Like they want you to believe that this country works in the light when it actually is about darkness. It's an empire. Correct. They don't. It's a reason why they don't typically use the word empire when they talk about the United States, because they want the people to see it as something other than that. Right. It's one of the reasons also where you find there are huge pockets of American citizens who almost have a religious fervor about the Constitution and the founding fathers, instead of seeing them as just fucking people, and this is fucking legal documents, and it's supposed to be a living document, which should tell you off the break that it's not divine, because that means it can be changed. It can be shit. It can be, shit like that.
That's a direct consequence of proximity.
Yeah.
Because all of the patriotic things will always put next to all of the Christian things.
Yes.
It was always the case.
Yes.
Saying the Pledge of Allegiance and also saying prayers in the same period of class,
right,
is absolutely going to have that effect on people.
Yeah, purposeful. It's purposeful. It's purposeful. Yeah. I don't believe in coincidences with that sort of shit, because I didn't see too much. Like all one has to do is look at. You don't even got to go outside of the Western Hemisphere. Stay right here. Go look at the history of how the United States engages to this day and in the past with them South American countries. Go take a look.
Right.
Go take a look. If you feel good about this place and the things it does, and you think that by and whole it makes some mistakes, but it's just generally good, go look at the history of how this country has dealt with the South American countries. That's all you gotta do. You ain't got to even talk about no other place in the world, just right here. And that should pretty much cure you of that notion. No, it's not. And I think that's healthy. I think it's healthy for the public to actually see their country, because then you can make a decision on whether or not you feel like the ends justified the means. Then that's on you. That's on your moral compass after that point. But to not know and specifically stay ignorant about it because you don't want to know, because you want to see, that's problematic. That's problematic to me. Like, the shit is out there. You just don't want to know about the corrupt shit because you want to keep seeing the country in a certain type of light. No, I'm going to tell you something I was told a long time ago. The reason why you want to see things the way they are is for the same reason why if you're lost and you have a map, you need to know where you are currently to be able to figure your way home or out of it. And if you don't know where you are currently, you're going to have a hell of a time using this fucking map. And it's the same thing. Know where the country is. Really is. See it for what it really is. And then if you have gumption enough in you to say, I want to change that. Now, you always have a nigga like me saying, you bugging, it ain't changing. But at least you know where to start from. Okay, this country did this shit, that shit. And my tax money funded it. The money I paid in taxes funded this to happen, funded that to happen. I don't like it. So I'm going to do what I feel I need to do to feel better about it. If that means protest, if that means do other shit, be more active politically, that's what I'm going to do. Now, far be it for me to tell you, you're going to lose.
I mean,
you're going to lose in the sense that if this is something who the government institutional powers believe is in the best interest of this country, they don't give a fuck what you think. They don't give a fuck what you think. All they got to do is wrap it in the cloak of national security. They don't give a fuck what you. It's the reason why the Homeland Security thing has so many excesses, so much overreach. Because if you cloak something in, this keeps us safe. Well, you're picking signs.
Parts of it, mate.
right. The overreach didn't. Some of the other shit did. The overreach didn't. But your picket signs won't matter. They won't matter a bit if the powers that be believe this is in the national interest of security, or they can just wrap it in there. It don't have to necessarily be that, but they can just wrap it in there through narrative and framing. They don't care what you think after that. They don't give a fuck. Mike says, the amount of South American governments we have toppled, civil wars we purposefully sparked for Chiquita Banana. Yo, go watch that documentary. There was I think it's still on Netflix. A documentary
not just Chiquita, Dole.
Oh my goodness. And we ain't talking about Senator Bob Dole either.
No, nigga.
No.
Yeah, like there was a whole thing with the pineapple industry and it was
Too Long didn't watch. They were killing motherfuckers over this shit.
Yeah.
Killing motherfuckers over this shit.
Facts.
Go down Panama. Facts. Go down Panama. Go talk to some Panamanians, especially the older ones. Go talk to them. What the United States did down there. Go. Do it.
Shit, what the United States did to the United States, Hawaii.
Which come on, Rip, bruh.
Yeah.
It's not, but if you only see this place through the lens of the propaganda that they fed you,
right,
I can see why you get mad when somebody criticizes it.
Absolutely. 100%. That is justifiable because you only know what you know. That's it.
And you were taught that from the time you was a kid, so you didn't invested all these emotions and shit like that into this place, and you see it in a framework of it. Despite what little problems we had, we're trying to do the right thing. You see it that way. So when somebody like me comes up to you and says, bruh, this place is not the rebels. they may have been the rebels during the Revolutionary War,
Right.
and that's arguable because they still had slaves.
Yep.
That's arguable. But
And
they
here's
are
the thing about slavery, because let's be charitable, right? let's say for a moment nobody was getting raped, nobody was getting beatings, no families were being purposely sold to different plantations. None of that was happening, right? Let's say that. It is still very clear that the chattel slavery is not indentured servitude.
no, because they own you.
Right. Those people were not working for their way. They were not working to repay a debt. They were working because they had no other choice. Literally no other choice. Work or die.
Got snatched. They got snatched. This is the other thing they trying to obscure history with this shit too. Were there situations where tribes sold Africans? Yes.
Of course.
Yes. But they're trying to minimize the fact that there was some that were literally snatched while they were out getting some shit. That absolutely happened. Go look at the history, especially with the Dutch and the Portuguese. Go look at that shit. They absolutely that happened.
Yeah.
But the point is, no matter which one situation that was, these people didn't come voluntarily.
No.
You can take all the other fuck shit that took place over here to them once they got here, and you can say if you want, let's not talk about that part. Let's talk about the part that it was not voluntary.
Yeah.
It wasn't
And
voluntary.
honestly, thinking about it, the ones that were sold, that was even more pussy on the white man's part.
Yeah.
Because the whole prisoner of war thing, they're not prisoners of your war.
Facts.
You didn't do anything. Only thing you did was give up the payment.
Yeah. Yeah.
You didn't earn these spoils.
These were spoils of a war that you fought.
Right. No.
Now the Portuguese can say that. The shit they did,
Sure.
like when they came over to the western part of Africa, the shit that they were doing, they were literally getting into fights with the tribes and the shit back then. That don't make nothing that they did was right, because that wasn't your place to do that shit. But I'm just saying, they were in the mix with
they
the fights.
can lay a claim to
right. They were in the mix with that shit. They were in the mix with that. But it's like you said, these are spoils of a war that you fought.
No.
This was just, they was on the market, you went over there and you got them. And yes, and no, it was not just a thing of, oh, they were selling them, so we bought them. No. Go take a look at the history of what took place over there.
Right.
It was absolutely motherfucking snatched. Just didn't come home, right?
Yeah.
Didn't come home. And the assumption probably on some of those people that lost those people was like, I guess they bad breath on a hyena now. I guess maybe they drowned. We just didn't find about it. But the other thing is, they knew what was happening in their region. They knew what was happening. But again, like I said, this place is not unlike other places around the world. They want their citizens to think highly of, so there's propaganda everywhere. The problem with Americans is too many of us tend to think that only other countries do that. This place does it too.
Right.
It does. It's part of the nation state shit. The Romans did it.
Yeah.
That's part of the whole nation state shit. They want you to believe in the propaganda of the state. The state becomes a god. They want you to believe in that.
Right. The sun never sets on the anyway. So moving on, we got a dumbass of the week. Now, this isn't from Twitter. This is the first dumbass of the week not from Twitter in a long time.
I agree, Mike.
I agree. So, some Discord server that I'm in, I stumbled across. It was a off-topic folder, and I happened to stumble in there. I'm probably never going back. And I had seen a conversation about Tory Lanez.
Boo!
And this is, I'm sorry, Daystar. And this is how that conversation went.
Oh, shit.
So the girl was like, hold up. Let me get to these screenshots. Here we go. So the girl was like, randomly, like this was cold. I had a feeling Tory Lanez was innocent. Cold. Like nobody was talking about Tory Lanez.
In other words, nobody. Absolutely nobody. All the nobodies in Nobodyville. Than her. I had a feeling.
Yeah. So somebody responded to her and said, Tory didn't do it.
This is how shit happens right here.
She responds, he was found not guilty. So, funny enough, I had just seen on Twitter what had sparked this conversation. Let me read you this screenshot. So it's Megan Cuniff. She is the beat reporter / journalist that was on the trial and several other trials. She says, just got home from the World Series and learned some people spent their Friday night spreading lies about Tory Lanez's appeal for shooting Megan Thee Stallion. No, the appellate court has not declared Lanez innocent, not even close. What they did was they accepted the trial, the appeal trial, the appeal case. That is what that was. And in the details of the case, it is him claiming his freedom. So that information was put in there. So I put that screenshot in there. And she then said, thank you. I saw it on my social media. I didn't know what was true. And she's not the dumbass. Oh, I know. It's a turn. It's a turn. It's an M. Night Shyamalan. Okay. There's a twist. She's not the. I know. Okay. I know how it's going. It seemed like she would have been a dumbass. No.
I was about to say,
thank you.
What?
She said, thank you. I saw it on my social media. I didn't know what to believe. Mm-hmm. I said, in these times, you just got to try to find a good source or good sources and hope they don't fuck up.
Yeah.
Here comes the dumbass. Some nigga responded to my comment and said, shit, I try to go off Baller Alert or World Star for the correct information.
Yo, I'm done. I said, I quit. Hold up. Stop it. I quit. I am done. Because anybody that would say these are sources that you should go to, it's over for us as a people. I give up on humans.
I did not respond to him. This is the point where I bowed out of this conversation. I'm not about to engage you.
No.
Have the life you deserve, black man. Here are the dwindling levels of requirements for me to engage in this conversation with you.
Hold up. Notice he said dwindling.
Yes. The highest requirement, the highest level that will get you to have a conversation with me that you could possibly have. Did you pass the bar? No? Okay. You didn't pass the bar. Cool. We can still possibly have this conversation. Right. Do you have a law degree? No. Okay. All right. Wait. It's not over yet. Did you go to law school? No. Okay. Hold on. Do you know what habeas corpus means without looking it up?
You skipped one though. I'm gonna let you rock, but you skipped one. One is, did you go to prison and become one of those prisoners?
That's a good one.
Yeah. Them niggas be knowing.
Do you know what habeas corpus means without looking it up? No? Okay. One more. If you indeed looked it up, would you be able to understand the definition? If you can't give me a yes there, We can't have this conversation.
Listen, bro. This is why I respect your list. Because I had a similar, albeit shorter one years ago that still stands today. If you cannot define the scientific usage of the word theory, I will not discuss science with you.
Yeah.
Because that is a core issue.
Right.
And that's the least. You should at least be able to get with that. Because what I don't want to do is going around in a circle with you over what a hypothesis is and what a theory is. So when I start mentioning evolution, you go, it's just a thing. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to you. Gravity, it's just the. Right. I don't want to talk to you.
Relativity.
It's just the I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk. Self theory. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk. We're not having a conversation about the colloquial usage that requires the colloquial usage of the word theory. We're having a conversation about science, so we should be using the scientific definition of the word theory. If you cannot at least understand that part of it, I don't want to talk to you about it.
And you ain't gotta be spot on.
No, you gotta be
have
close.
to show that you have some type of understanding.
You don't have to be the word for word definition. No, I just need to know that you understand that there is a difference between the scientific usage of the word theory and the colloquial usage of the word. That's what I need.
Right. Facts.
Special space.
He said, the older I get, the more I appreciate the communication classes I had to do in college.
How about that? How about that?
All facts.
Hey, hold up. Where you been, Special Space?
Yeah, it's been a while. Was everything good?
Working. You all right?
What's happening? Yeah. All right. We can review.
Let me start. So this week was pretty cool. Gotta admit. I usually have a bunch of complaints, and I actually still do.
I mean, come on now.
But nothing that eclipses the good stuff. So
you are that you are.
Shut up. So fuck that, right? But I do have one complaint. It's a small one, but it did annoy the fuck out of me. Last year, around this time, we were not getting the steady HVAC inspections that we should have been getting. One of the reasons that we had so many issues when we first moved up in here is because the owner of the place that we were renting from tried to do shit the easy way. Tried to do things in a way that wouldn't cost him money. So, as a result of that, what ends up happening is that things that should have been looked at and caught previously before there was a catastrophic failure weren't.
Right.
So that's why you heard me come on here sometimes. Yo, we have no heat.
Right.
Yo, we have no AC. This is an abomination.
Oh, hold on real quick. Special Space said, I've been busy with the dog and the kid. My guy's almost a man, learning to drive. Adult next year. Hey, good shit.
That's
good shit.
That's good shit. So the promise was that once the father no longer was really handling the day-to-day stuff, the son was going to take over. And for a while, he was doing a great job. And in truth, I don't know if I could actually blame this completely on him, because he did make the appointment. He did text me saying, hey, you have an inspection coming up of your HVAC. I put it on my calendar because, I got old man memory.
Sure.
So I wasn't going to just remember that. And technology worked.
Hey.
You know what didn't work?
Oh.
The people.
Yikes.
Nobody came over here.
Bruh.
Now, before I had a chance, my mother-in-law, who is very good at doing the current shit, Well, for black women, I guess that's the Shaniqua shit.
Mm.
Very good at doing that. Calls him and says, "Hey, yo." She didn't say, "Hey, yo," but you did.
Yeah.
Wasn't an inspector supposed to come by today to check on our shit? So we don't have an issue if it gets real cold and all of a sudden something that could have been very simple turns into a catastrophic failure? He says, yeah, they were supposed to come there today. They didn't. He calls them. We didn't have an appointment for today. Yes, you did, you dick-eating bastard. You 100% did. You know how I know you did? Because the last guy that came over here to check our shit told me.
Mm.
And he worked for you.
Mm.
So,
Thanks.
where the fuck you at? Now, I don't have to remind you guys that we are approaching the season I hate the most. And that's winter. It's coming. It'll be here. You're going to go to bed tonight. You're going to wake up and it's going to be winter. That's how shit be working. I don't know if it's going to be a mild winter this year. I hope it is.
Mm-hmm.
But in the case that it isn't, you know what else I don't want? I don't want to be in here freezing my nuts off or having to go to a hotel because it's too cold here because you motherfuckers didn't do what you were supposed to do. So as you can imagine, I'm being annoying now. 100% annoying. Shut up.
Now?
Shut it.
My bad.
I am being annoying now. Where they at? When they coming? Oh, they're going to send one out on the 4th. Uh-huh. Every other day I'm going to call before the 4th. Are they still coming? Are they still coming? Are they still coming? Are they still coming? Are we there yet? Abso-fucking-lutely. Because I'm tired of y'all playing games and we not having a repeat of that shit again. Because if we have a repeat of that shit again, I'm going to stop by your house and break your shit.
Oh.
I'll break all your HVAC shit up so that you can experience what we've been experiencing in this motherfucker. Nah. Absolutely not. But other than that, it was great. And yesterday was my mom's birthday. So definitely already talked to her, of course, and spent time with her, but officially on the show, happy birthday. Happy birthday, Mom.
Yeah.
Don DeMarco. Right? And speaking of which, me and my wife went into Baltimore, took my mother to lunch, laughed, kikied, kafad, talked trash. Question though. Double T Diner.
Yes. That's funny. We almost about to go there.
Damn. Which one?
The one on 40.
That's where we went. I haven't been there in a while. My question is, though, because I looked it up, I only saw Double T Diners in Maryland. Is there Double T Diners anywhere else, or is that just like a Maryland thing?
I don't know. I've never heard of one being elsewhere.
Because when I looked at all the different locations, they were all in Maryland.
Yeah. I've never heard
about
of one being elsewhere.
4 or 5 of them. So, okay. That's what I wanted to know. So, while we was in there, placing the orders, trying to get right, every meal on that menu came with soup. I found that to be odd. Like, why is so I had crab meat melt, French fries. It was pretty delicious too. Nice healthy portions.
It's a diner.
Why did they insist on there being a soup?
Maryland crab soup?
No, that's the other thing. They had none of that. They had chicken with the little square noodles in it and shit, and some crackers. They gave some crackers. Y'all could have kept it. I don't care about the soup. But I said, maybe it's the stuff that we ordering. No, because my nosy ass was listening to the orders being made elsewhere in there. And every last one of them came with a soup.
Wait,
I have never
that is
been
really
any
weird.
place.
Just came with automatically?
Yes.
Like you got the fries and they was
And
like,
it's soup.
what kind of soup do you want?
Yes. And listen, I thought it was just our maybe what we happened to order on this menu came with it. No, like I told you.
Now I gotta go.
Soup, my guy.
Now I gotta go. Because I have to see this phenomenon and try to make
You gotta go.
Try to make sense of it.
Okay, so this is my take. I don't know if it's true, but I want you to go. Maybe you come up with something different. You observe something different. I think they ordered too much soup. I think
Shut the fuck up. There's no way that that's it.
I think
There's
they
no
ordered
way that that's it.
too many crackers, and now and the soup wasn't selling, and they gotta get that shit the fuck out of here. So I feel like they raised the prices on the other stuff just a bit to compensate for the soup, and then
There's no way that that's it. There's no way in hell. All right. Question.
okay,
And I have to ask a critical question of you
yes,
because you don't be slipping, but maybe you were slipping.
I could have been slipping.
Did you happen to inquire to the wait person why everything came with soup?
Yes,
Okay. What was the response?
it was a non-answer. It was literally a non-answer about. Oh no, that stuff this comes with soup. I've been here before. So if I ask for pancakes,
Bruh,
y'all gonna give me soup?
wait. I might do that. I might
that.
go and get breakfast.
Bro, go get breakfast.
I
Grab
might do that.
Chrissy, go get breakfast.
Yeah.
See if these motherfuckers
Hey,
give you soup.
You want
Listen,
some
I would like
gazpacho?
some cheesy eggs, and I want some sausage and some waffles or French toast. And they go, sure. And what type of soup would you like?
Would you like the monk bean, the gazpacho,
How about
the cheddar broccoli?
The split
Right.
piece?
The
You want
fuck
some
is
black
happening?
Some black beans.
Bruh.
Yo, I've never experienced that. And again, I've been to Double T Diner.
Right. I used to go to Double T like almost on a weekly basis after bowling because it was the closest
Right
place
down
that
the
was
street.
open 24.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
It was the closest place that was open 24/7. So we
Yep.
get out of bowling like 2:00, slide over to Double T. Yeah.
Good food.
Good food. Not super expensive. It's
Nope.
a diner. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's been a while since I've been. We're gonna go.
Yeah, that picture I posted, that's me, her, and Yetta. Well, Yetta's not in the picture. Yetta took the picture.
Right.
That's us in the diner. I haven't been.
Word.
It's been years. I think because me and Yetta used to go there. Oh shit. Yeah, me and Yetta will be together 17 years.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking early on, and we used to go there. That's when I was still living in Baltimore, right?
Yeah.
Go to Double T Diner, and it's another Double T Diner in Laurel, but we never went to that for some reason. But whatever the case was, yeah, soup, my guy, soup.
Huh. Now I'm curious.
Yeah, and it's not that the soup was bad, but the soup was just regular. It was regular. It wasn't.
It's soup.
It's soup.
It's a side of soup.
But it didn't seem to match with what we were ordering. My mom ordered some damn shrimp with the breading on it and shit, the fried shrimp with the bread. She ordered that and some soup. You had to order some seafood, something, whatever. Soup. The other people that was right over on the other end of us, they had burgers and all that shit. Soup. Everything is soup. Everything is soup.
That's crazy.
I can't. So after we did that, we went back. See, the thing is, my mom she's actually babysitting some of my niece's kids, because my niece lives in Pennsylvania, but the kids go to school here. I'm not sure why that's the thing. I did remember hearing something about my oldest niece moving down Pennsylvania. I did hear something about that. I don't understand why the kids go to school here.
Right.
Like, but who knows? I'm sure there's a reason. I just don't know what it is. Sat and talked to my mom for a little bit. The kids was on their way. We had to bring her back at a certain time because she needed to be there for when the kids came home from school. I went up there and looked at my brother's old room, right? And it was it's an entertainment center that had been in there forever, right? That my mom really wants that gone. So I'm probably going to have to do.
Yeah, we're absolutely going. Chrissy just said, "Let's go."
I see. Let's go. But yeah, like, so I'm probably going to have to go back down there soon again and help get that entertainment center up out of there. But the thing that I noticed when I went in the room, I had a bunch of my brother's the books that my brother owned, and I won't say my brother never came off as particularly super well read. But nigga, some of the stuff he was reading, he was on his shit, especially since he never graduated from high school. I'm trying to remember, did he get his GED? I know he was going for a while to get his GED. I don't know if he ever got it, but that reminded me so much of my grandfather, because my grandfather didn't finish school at all. And yet there wasn't too many things you could ask him he didn't know. And the reason for that was, you also looked when he lived on the other side of, he lived on the east side at one point. When he lived over there, in that house, you know what you saw in that house? A library.
Right.
Just a mad books. And then when he eventually came to live with us, he didn't keep all of the books, but he kept a significant amount of those motherfuckers.
Yeah.
So he was very much self-taught. I think he as far as he went, is the third grade. Extremely just knowledgeable about shit. And then if you walk into the room, what he got on TV? Some PBS shit. He used to watch all kinds of documentaries. My brother took after my grandfather, I guess, in that way, right? And maybe my grandfather saw that about him early on. That's why he was his favorite. And my grandfather was not shy about saying, "Lost his favorite." And then, what are we, chopped liver? What you talking about? But no, that was definitely his favorite. You know what I'm saying? And it's not that he treated us any differently, but his favorite was. As a matter of fact, he was harder on Lance. To be honest, he was harder on Lance, for real. Maybe that's why that was his favorite or whatever. But yeah, my brother had a lot of books in there, still left in there. I don't know what my mom's going to do with them. Some of the ones he had in there I read, because some of them are Islamic books. And I recognize those books back when I was a Muslim. These are probably the same books we had from back then. He probably still had that shit in the collection and shit, right? But some of them other books, I didn't know what the fuck they were. I didn't. I'm just looking at titles going, you was into this? You was into this? You just never be knowing, bro.
Facts.
Never be knowing. My brother definitely was. He was definitely on that reading shit. Like, he was going to get book after book after book after book after book. But I didn't realize to that extent that he was that way. So shout out to him. Facts. Shout out to my mom for birthday.
Facts. Absolutely.
And that pretty much was my week.
Okay. I don't got a lot. I got a couple things. So you want to know what scuffed my Timbs?
Oh shit! What's that?
So, let's give a preliminary caveat. As this was happening, I felt bad that I was thinking of talking about it on the show. It is annoying, no less, but I had some thoughts while it was going on that were definitely at least approaching, if not sitting squarely in ageism.
Right.
But then I realized the bigger issue that not only fought back against that thought, but gave me an additional thing to fuss about. So yeah. First things first, though. When people, the thing that really scuffs my terms is when people come to you for help, but can't explain what it is they need help with. Like, what?
It's almost like they speak gibberish at that point. They get the first part out. I need your help. And then the second part, it's like, yo, are you speaking Sanskrit? Is that
you speaking Sanskrit? That's hilarious. So I get to work one day and I am met at the door by one of my coworkers. And this coworker says to me, I've been waiting for you. Now, I hate that with a passion, right? Not that it's anything the coworker did. I hate it with a passion because I'm lazy. So whenever anybody, especially someone who I don't like really, really have a relationship with, says to me, oh, I'm glad you're here, or I've been waiting for you, or whatever the case may be, it means they want something. Now, in the context of work, it's my fucking job. So that's not the issue. It's the fact that I now have an extra thing to do. It's not the fact that I have to fix the problem. It's just that I was hoping to come here and have a light time of the normal responsibilities that I have when I come to this place. And now you've oftentimes, through no fault of your own, added this thing to my list. But she says, I've been waiting for you. She said, Debbie told me to catch you when you got in the building. I said, okay. I'm thinking something's wrong with her computer and that my supervisor, who's not my supervisor, hadn't gotten into the building yet. That's the only thing in that moment that made sense. And in hindsight, still, it's the only thing that would have made sense. Because this lady works at the front, so she would have seen my supervisor, who's not my supervisor, had she been in the building. So it's like, okay, she must not be here yet. All right, what's up? Because that would have made more sense instead of just waiting for me to get there, right? So I was it was not a computer problem. It was not a computer problem. It was not a computer problem. It was not an IT problem. It was something else. She was having trouble logging on to or signing up for, that part still isn't really clear, ADP, which is the website that we use for our our employee stuff. So time punching in, payments, all that other good, time off, all that good shit. That's we use them. We use ADP. So she was having trouble signing on to or signing up for or logging into ADP. But it took us forever to get to that point. Like, it took a while for me to actually realize that's what the issue was, because she couldn't tell me what the issue was or what happened. So I'm like, all right. She's like, Debbie told me stop you when you got in here. Okay, what's wrong? ADP. What about ADP? It's not working.
Then she said,
What's
you know me?
Shut up. She says it's not working. What's not working? And then she hands me a piece of paper. Now, on this piece of paper, there were just a bunch of things written down that I have no context for.
Right.
And it was her personal notes, so it didn't have any context on it because she wrote the notes.
Right.
So I'm like, what's the problem? She says, I don't know. I said, okay, call Debbie. She calls Debbie. Debbie comes downstairs. Debbie explains that she was trying to log on. It said something about the password being wrong, so she clicked on forgot password, and it says she's tried too many times or something like that. And
Did she though? Did she try
was
too many
like,
times?
I don't know. I still don't. That's still not clear. So I'm like, okay, this is not an IT issue. And she was like, no, but it's I figured I don't have an Android. I have an iPhone. You have an Android. So this does not have anything to do with her phone.
Right.
It's an ADP issue.
Right.
It's not that ADP is wrong, but it's an issue that she has with ADP.
Right.
It has nothing to do with her phone. Well, I think it does. You're wrong.
She thought it did.
No, Debbie thought it did.
Why?
Simply because she has an iPhone and she doesn't, and she's older. So Debbie is a boomer, I'm pretty sure. And she has an iPhone and she doesn't really, she don't really know how to. So she just figured because ADP was working for her on her iPhone, it must be an Android problem.
I think it is.
Yeah, I'm like, it's. I promise you, it's not. Like, but go ahead. I'll see what I can do. So I tell the lady, I'm like, hey, I can't really help you with this. I don't do ADP. Like, ADP is not my responsibility. The person upstairs does. Let's go see her.
Right.
So I took her to the person who takes care of ADP. We get to that person. I say, hey, this is happening. Do you have the ability to reset her password? She's like, yes. I said, okay, cool. Can we do that? So the way that they do it is it sends a temporary password to the user for them to change at login. The text message, she asks her, do you want it to your email or do you want it to your phone? Let's stop right there. People of a certain age, I'm going to need you, if you're going to continue to be a part of the workforce, right? And as crazy as that lead up sounded, this is not the ageism part yet. People of a certain age, if you're going to continue to be a part of the workforce, I'm going to need you to try a little harder to understand how technology works. This is not me saying that you need to be some whiz kid. This is not me saying that you need to know how to program to develop a program from scratch or no shit like that. And you'll understand my frustration when the next part is said. Do you want it to come to your email or do you want it to come to your phone?
Excuse me.
Oh.
I'm gonna let you rock. All right.
Yeah, do it to my phone because I don't really mess with the email thing like that. Ma'am, your email is on your phone.
That's why I said I'm gonna let you rock, yo.
your email is on your phone. How do I know? Because you have an Android. And all Android phones come with Gmail. It's not all, but the ones sold in the US generally come with Gmail. So, and given that your email is a Gmail account, that means you have anyway.
It's right.
So,
all right.
No, wait, wait. It gets worse. It gets worse. It gets worse. So. The text message comes through and she sees the notification of the text message, right? Mm-hmm. So she's like, okay, I got it, right? All right, bet. So I'm assuming, which I feel like is a reasonable assumption, that she got the password. She got the password from the text message and is now going to ADP to attempt to log in with the password that was in the text message.
Yeah, that's exactly what was happening. What are you talking
about? Because the other lady sent her the text message.
What up, Joe?
And she then said, what up, Joe? She then said, oh, there it is. I got it. Right? So the logical conclusion would be that she grabbed it from there in however way she would have grabbed it from there and went to put it into ADP to log in. Right? So about 2 minutes passed. Here's the next exchange. Because time has passed, and again, remember, she caught me coming in the door. So I still haven't been to my desk yet. So I say, did it work? we're like 10, 15 minutes in already.
Well,
I say, did it work? She says, did what work?
All right. You know what? Check this out.
Well, listen, I wish I could have at that moment. I said, you logging in? She says, no. I said, did you get the code from the text message? She says, what text message? I can't make this shit up. I wish that I could make this shit up.
I would have stopped talking.
Well, unfortunately, I really couldn't because remember how I was talking about? Remember the role of the vice president of the United States of America, and how I said your job is to stay alive, to break the law, and other duties as assigned. Well, that last part is a part of my job description, other duties as assigned. And since somebody was having an issue that technically was technological,
hold up,
I couldn't have just left her high and dry.
Yeah, it was technically technological. I'll give you that. But if they put like LEDs on somebody's shoelaces, are you
nigga? Listen, yo. So our joke in our department is if it plugs into a wall, we're responsible. So at this point, when she hit me with what text message, I just took the phone from her because I'm like, there's no way.
No,
that
I know you didn't do it this way, but when you said that, what I envisioned was before she even got the entire what text message out, snatched it.
No. So I got the code from the text message and I put it into ADP. The code wasn't working. Right? So there's only one possibility because fortunately for me, you know, here we go with the troubleshooting. Mm-hmm. Fortunately for me, I was here to witness everything that happened. So because I know all the things that did happen, there's only one possibility. You have your username wrong. So yeah, the entire time she did not have her username right. So initially, when she was trying before I got there, she may have actually had her original password right. The bad part about her having her username wrong, though, is it was written down on that piece of paper she had.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
It absolutely was.
That's not.
I promise you it was written down on a piece of paper she had. Because when I asked her, was this her right username? She showed me the piece of paper. Right?
Stop.
Now.
Stop. Hold up. She kept getting her username wrong, even though she had the paper on her.
I know that sounds bad, but it gets worse.
It couldn't possibly.
Oh, nigga. The worst part about her having her username wrong is the part of her username that she got wrong is her first name. Let me say it again for those people who are in disbelief or didn't hear me. The part of her username that she typed in to her phone incorrectly was her first name.
You realize I just gave that the exact same sigh that Iron Man gave Star-Lord and Batista when they was on Titan and shit. I just didn't look down. Yo, so this ain't even just a technology issue.
No, there's something deeper happening. So yeah, her first name is what she spelled wrong. So
hold up. Let me ask a couple of questions about that.
Mm-hmm.
Really, one question.
Hmm.
Did she have her name changed?
No. And her name is only 5 letters.
That was going to be the next question.
Yeah, no. She spelled her name wrong. And was adamant that was the username. But ma'am, why would your username include a name that's not yours? Because what she typed was a name. It just was not her name.
I was about to say, because when you misspell it, it's not your name anymore.
Yeah, no, what she typed was still a name. It was still indeed a name.
It wasn't
It's not
your name.
hers. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I didn't even comment to her that. I just typed the right username in because at this point, we're probably at 20 minutes.
Okay, but here's the problem with what you did. You didn't teach her how to spell her name, so because of that, you're going to wind up writing the same.
Wise once and future king once said, "I don't care." So, I put the right username in, and I asked her if she remembered her current password. She says, "Of course, no." Okay. All right, so I hit the forgot password button. It sent a text to her phone with a code. Again, have not given her phone back because we're not doing that. So I went to her text messages, got the code, put that into ADP, and
you know me.
It was only a temporary code to allow you to change your password. So at that point, I had to give her phone back, right?
Did you?
Now, here's the other part that I initially was going to be ageist about, but I found another reason to fuss and another angle for it.
Okay.
Now, she isn't that old. The person who's having the issue. She's not that old.
Okay, I'll bite. How old is she?
No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. But she isn't that old. I don't think she's a boomer. I'm pretty sure she's not a boomer.
She don't have to be.
No. I'm saying that to compare her to Debbie, who is absolutely a boomer.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure she is not a boomer. So, and there are plenty of people in the company who are older than her, who have never had this issue with ADP, right? So the age thing comes in when people are absolutely against new things. She doesn't know how to use her phone, like at all, because she never took time to really mess with it. But onto the developers and programmers of the world, here is the thing that I have to fuss about. Stop giving us password boxes where there is no option to see what we typed in them.
Agreed.
To be fair to the developers,
I've said that before too.
To be fair to the developers, because I do program, I do code and all that shit. To be fair to the developers, it is probably a safety thing. Yes, I understand that. However,
to quote a once and future king, I don't care.
However, and because the safety thing that comes up with that is potentially the idea of bots and blah, 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 blah. Whatever. So yes, that's possible. However, it is not user friendly, and it is definitely not either elder or helper friendly.
Right. Agreed.
The perfect password box situation is the one where as you type, the letters get masked, and then there is an eye icon next to the box that if I click it, it reveals what I have typed.
That's the perfect.
That's the perfect setup.
Joe just said, I can't stand that. Give us the ability to see what we type. And I am a developer. Right.
Exactly.
Right.
That is the perfect one. Let it absolutely have it mask what I type in, just in case there are some prying eyes. But also give me the opportunity to click the damn button.
That is I can deal with those.
Yes.
I can deal with those.
100%. Give me the opportunity to click the button so I can see what the fuck I'm typing. Because in this situation, she already doesn't know how to use her phone, and I'm helping her. I'm not supposed to know her password. So if she types it in, All right, I'm sorry. Let me move forward because this is what happened. So first she asked if one of us could make her password. No! It's a password. By definition, I shouldn't. Okay, whatever. Yeah, so
that was old. That was age. That
part of it, yeah, part of that, yeah, absolutely. So that's a no-no. We're not doing that. I told her that she had to make it up and that she needed to make it something that she could remember. Right. So then she went and got a pen and sat down at a desk with the papers that she had and started writing down potential passwords.
Right.
She tried to put the password in for about 10 minutes. Now this is the issue that she kept having. And it is one of the craziest things I've ever seen. Right? It is. Oh, that's a fact, Joe. I got to read that because, yeah, I've experienced that. ADP does this. He said also making people change their password often does not make it more secure because people will only end up using very weak passwords when they have to change it a lot. That's absolutely true. I have a password with my ADP. I'm not putting up too much business out here because you would need to know my original password for this to be helpful. But for my ADP, because it has a requirement of like every 90 days to change your password or some dumb shit like that, I literally use the password I use and then a number. So every time that it makes me, I increment the number by 1.
Oh, shit. I just figured out your password. What?
Whatever, nigga. So, yeah, every time it makes me change my password, I just increment the end number by 1. Why? Because it's inconvenient as fuck to have to try to remember another. All of my I'm going to get to that. So, because that's another issue that developers do that needs to be fucking fixed. But I'm gonna get to that. So, yeah, it's taking her about 10 minutes. The reason it's taking her 10 minutes is because she wrote down something. She attempted to, because I can't see what she couldn't look back at what she typed. So she attempted to put in that password, and then you have to confirm the password. So she did that too, and she wouldn't be able to click submit because it was still grayed out. And then she would show me the screen, and I'm like, it says right here that your passwords don't match. Why are you showing me the screen? Make sure your passwords match. Several times. So this is the cycle that would happen. She would put in her password, a password in the top box. She would put in a password in the bottom box. She would look at it for a second. She would show it to me. I would tell her the passwords don't match.
It's not even a password.
She would. Hey, listen. So after that, after I told her the passwords don't match, she would put her phone back down, pick up her pen, move it towards the paper where she wrote the password down, never actually touch the paper with the pen, and then go back to try it over again. This happened 3 times. After that time, I started to look at the number of characters and would tell her, like, oh, okay, this second one isn't long enough. It's not as many characters as the first one. Once I did that, she started writing things to add to the password. So I tell her, hey,
that's age.
Do not have, that's not helpful because you're supposed to be able to remember the password. The longer you make the password, the harder it is for you to remember it. So eventually,
I use the same thing now, Cat. NordPass.
I use Bitwarden.
That's a good one too.
Yeah, I use Bitwarden. So eventually she says, I got frustrated. Because now we admit it.
I thought you was already there.
Negative. Work frustration is different than real life frustration. I was immediately work frustrated. At this point, I'm real life frustrated. At this point, I'm starting not to like you as a human being.
You're personally frustrated.
Yeah. At this point, I'm starting not to like you as a human being because we have a decent relationship and you're ruining that right now. So,
Special Space says, laughing my ass off. I'm a software engineer in cybersecurity, and it's getting bananas. It's all just trying to stay a step ahead of the nefarious hackers. Yeah?
Absolutely. But to Joe's point, some of it is security theater because you can't out-program human nature.
Right.
That's not a real thing. Anyway, so at this point, I'm like, what is the password supposed to be? She tells me.
Damn it. Yo, this is how you know you had exhausted all patience.
Because I would never do that.
Never.
Like, what is the password supposed to be? She tells me, I type it in both boxes.
She broke you.
The submit button, the submit button enables. I click on submit. There was an error. Back to the developers. This is the second time that I've seen this. Stop giving us screens where you have to create a password and you don't have all of the password requirements on that screen.
Yeah, agreed.
Because as she's typing, as I'm typing the password in, it has the little gauge that shows you how strong it is, right?
Yes.
So I got to being a strong password because I added something to the end and let her know what I added to the end. And it let me submit it. But then it says, no, a password must have. So why the fuck didn't you say that?
And
on the password screen?
It literally said strong. Like, oh yeah, this works. This works.
Yes. So,
who are you, Daniel Bryant?
Yeah. So, like I said, when I click submit, I got a pop up saying that both letters and numbers are required. There are two reasons why I didn't know that. Like I said, one is because it wasn't on the fucking screen, but two is because I kind of do this. So all of my passwords automatically have uppercase, lowercase, letters, numbers, special character. Whenever I make them. So I never run into that issue because those are standard requirements for a password in general. Everybody doesn't require all of that.
But they are standard.
But it's relatively standard. So I never ran into the issue with ADP because I already have all that shit in my password. So anyway, yeah. So once I changed her password one more time and I put it in there and I'm like, here's your password. Make sure you remember it. So
good luck with that.
Yeah. Nigga, I don't.
She's not gonna remember that. What has changed since then? Since you got it to work, and when she initially said she had a problem, nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
Her understanding did not change.
No,
and a lot of that is age.
Here's the thing, though. We've had ADP for I don't know how many years now, so I'm just playing the averages, which is what I do. Yo, a lot of my life decisions are just literally me.
No, I really hate that about you.
Like, it's just looking at pattern recognition. Like oh, this is the trend. This is the definitely this has happened.
You're definitely a pattern-seeking ape.
Listen, it is what it is. Yeah. We've had ADP for I don't know how many years, and the fact that she was not able to log into it means that she doesn't use it. So I would argue that since I got her logged in, and the reason she needed to be logged in, she was about to take care of immediately.
Right.
Then I won't have this issue again for another, because she's averse to using it. She's not going to use it unless she absolutely has to. And the only reason she has to is because our insurance open enrollment.
Nigga, at best, you got 90 days.
Nah, nigga, I think I got a year. I ain't going to hold you. The only other way that I think she'll have to go back into her I don't even think that's true. Because, like I said, it handles all our stuff like pay and all that, but she don't need to see her pay stub. As long as the money that she's supposed to get is in her account, She don't need to see her time off because she'll ask her supervisor. Her supervisor will just give it to her instead of telling her to check the app.
Right.
That's pretty much it. Like, so no, she's not going to, unless something else in the company changes, she's not going to need to use that app again for a year.
That's actually a bad thing.
Yes, I agree.
Because that means a whole year might go by. She still has gained no further understanding of the shit, and you will be called again.
Because I'm pretty sure that's what happened in the first place. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's been almost a year or whatever since she logged in.
You're going to be called again, bro. You will be summoned once more.
It is what it is. Another very short thing. It might just be me. So traffic. It's a traffic thing. But it wasn't traffic. It was just a specific car. And it was really
that car is also considered traffic.
No, I get it. But we're gonna be more specific. So I've told y'all several times about my route to work. And
how much you enjoyed the ride, and it's lovely. And
but like I said, I had challenges when I moved. I got those worked out. Then the pattern of the lights changed. I got that figured out.
Right.
So I'm good now. I don't really have any issues with my commute to work. So
really,
the other day I'm driving, and all that dumb shit that was happening downtown the other week. That's all taken care of. No, the whole cross light changing before that's still happening.
Oh,
but that doesn't affect me. I just think it's dumb.
It is dumb.
But that's still happening. So I don't know what the deal is with that. So I'm on my way to work. There's the point that I talk about where the second school, one of the two. I think it's the second school that I come across on my way to work, where depending on what time it is, it's a two lane street
right
on this side of the yellow line. There's 2 lanes on the other side. However, in both on the side going from work, that second lane is always potential for cars to be parked there because it's houses.
Right.
But on the side going to work, it's very rare that any cars are parked. What will sometimes happen is, depending on what time it is, there will be people sitting there dropping their kids off to school. But we were past that point. So there were no cars sitting there waiting for drop off. So I'm driving, and this car is driving very slow. So I go around them. Now, I always think it's funny when people do this. Nobody is listening that will ever be in this situation. I'm going to say it anyway, because fuck it. If I go around you, it is not because I'm trying to race you. I actually don't give a fuck about you. You're just in my nigga. I have no desire to be involved with some of the people I know. Why do you think I want to be involved with some random stranger that happens to also be in a contraption that has a combustible engine?
They're facts there. They're facts.
Yeah. So I am not racing you. I'm not trying to get in front of you. You are in my way, and I'm trying to continue on my path unimpeded. That's what's happening. So
yeah, all right, cool.
I get past them, and there's a car in the lane that I'm now in that is starting to slow down. So I get in front of the first car that was driving slow, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm driving, and I notice they start speeding up. So this always tickles me because, like, what the fuck are you doing? What was the point? So you were driving slow initially.
Mm-hmm.
I get in front of you and switch lanes back over to the other lane, and now you want to start driving fast because you want to prove that you can drive fast. I don't fucking know.
Yes.
So
yes,
that's possibly it. Here's the thing. So, like I said, it's simple physics. They didn't have a race car or no shit like that. So it takes a little time, like very little time, but it takes a little time for your car to go from moving slowly to moving quickly. So I'm relatively considerably far in front of them. Mm-hmm. The light coming up, I see it go to yellow. So I'm in the city. In the city, yellow lights don't last long.
Nigga, I don't believe the yellow lights exist.
Right.
It happened so fast in Baltimore City.
Yeah.
I think this is a myth.
Right. And it's crazy because in the county, they last forever. But anyway.
Nigga, they don't have any other lights. Let
So I see the yellow light. So I'm like, all right, cool. It means it's time to get ready to stop because as far away as I am from the light, there's no way I'm gonna get there before it turns red. No way. So I stop. Now, when the light turned yellow, again, I'm too far away to make it through the yellow light. I know that. When the light turned yellow, the car that I talked about before was like 3 car lengths behind me. I stopped at the light. By the time I got to the light, it had been red for like 2 seconds. This motherfucker, boom.
Woo! I won.
Didn't hit a brake.
He said, I won. Ha ha, I beat you.
Bruh. So the funny thing is, in my head, I'm like, what was that for?
Was it worth it?
Was it worth? Probably. I mean, nothing bad happened, right? So, but
You don't
in
know
my
that.
head,
I bet you ain't pay attention to see if there was a camera up that motherfucker.
no, ain't no camera at that light. Ain't no camera at that light. But in my head, because of the petty person I am, I was like, you know what?
You took his license plate now.
I'm gonna catch him.
No, yeah.
I'm gonna catch him. So what I did was the light was right by Westside Shopping Center. So I turned into the shopping center and came out of the.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. I drove normal. I didn't like.
Right.
My desire wasn't to catch them. My desire was to see like what did that get you?
Right.
Like what did riding through that red light at 40 miles per hour actually get you? Like, are you so far away now that I can't possibly catch up? Like I would like to see that.
You couldn't deal with your own failure.
Nigga.
So
2 lights down. 2 lights down. They were sitting at a red light. So I pulled up next to them.
Did you give him that look?
I looked over like
that hood looked like.
No, I didn't have a stern face on.
No.
I just simply looked over.
No, that's the look. That's the Morpheus from Matrix look.
Right. You think that's air you're breathing?
You think that's air you're breathing?
And then when we pulled off, they were back to slow driving again.
Of course they were, because you see, some apes can learn. Some apes can learn. It's rare these days that an ape learns.
Sure.
To quote Homer Simpson, the moral of the story: never learn. But that's pretty much like he learned. He probably had an epiphany from that whole thing, and was like, there was a possibility that a police I didn't see could have saw me.
Nigga, right? Because what are you doing? Going above the speed limit is one thing.
Yes,
people go above the speed limit
all the time.
As long as you're not like super above the speed limit,
right,
it's a thing. Running through red lights without even stopping, like without slowing down.
You are bugging.
Like, yes, it's possible. I don't want to make it seem like you couldn't possibly, like from their vantage point, I am sure they could have seen if there was any car coming through.
Okay, maybe.
Still, like,
what if he scratched his eye for a second while he was doing the shit? Oh shit!
Right, but that's a real possibility.
Yeah.
Like, my entire life is risk is risk calculation.
Yes.
My entire life. What is the risk versus the benefit? Cost benefit analysis. There we go.
That's it.
That's my entire life.
I run that game all the time. What's it gonna cost? Like, even when I'm mad, I'm like, this is gonna cost me,
nigga.
Yeah.
This is what I want. These are what could potentially happen if I attempt to do it. Is it worth it? And very rarely does running a red light equal something that's worth it.
They don't.
Even on the rare occasion when I'm late to something.
Of course, because again, if the worst case scenario takes place, you're going to be more than late.
Right.
You're going to be more than late.
Right. If you're not going to be helping your case.
You're really not. So it's not. Look, look. There are times when taking the risk actually makes sense, but when it comes to running red lights, the only time that makes sense to do is during a zombie apocalypse when there are no cops anymore. There are no other cars on the road except for the ones that are all broken down and desiccated and shit. Then sure, you run the red lights.
There are only two scenarios where I go straight through a red light. It is if that yellow light was much shorter than I anticipated.
Yeah.
And I just happen to go through the red light.
Right.
Or if there's an emergency vehicle behind me.
Absolutely.
And I have to go through the red
Absolutely.
light. Other than that, I'm not driving straight through no goddamn red light.
No, that's facts.
Why? Why? What is the point? We live in a society. The society has rules for a reason. All of them aren't the best version of the rules that they
absolutely
be,
not.
But it works in a way to a certain degree.
Sean P said GTA 5 is not real life.
Facts.
It really isn't though. Like
what is happening?
Yo, GTA, any GTA, take it out of traffic. You know, people talk about their neighborhood, it's like, it's not. I don't care how fucked up your hood neighbor. Your hood neighborhood is not like GTA 5.
No, it's not. Because that's not what the fuck happens.
No.
There's no way that there are random people walking around pulling motherfuckers out of cars.
It's just not happening.
On a daily basis.
It's not happening. It's not
happening. There would be no cars driving through your neighborhood then. Like, what are you talking about? You would develop a reputation and people, like, come on.
No one would come through there again.
No.
Speaking of neighborhoods, I need to lodge a complaint real quick. So on the way to Double T Donna, where my mom lives at the bottom of the village. So we got to go up. Uplands. So I'm lodging a complaint.
I told you.
I'm lodging a complaint. Because
I drive through Uplands every day on my way to work.
Nigga, I'm heated. Like, they got townhomes.
Peaches, strawberries, wind chimes.
Y'all need to understand something. I was living there when that shit was all but projects.
Right.
Dangerous as fuck up there, too. There was a bar up there on that corner thing right there where, boy, you get caught slipping. And that gas station and shit up there, and the wrong motherfuckers come up out of there. Woo! It was dangerous. A woman, don't be a woman walking through there late at night through the back, them winding roads. Happened to a friend of mine. Dangerous. We go up there now, and I instantly start hating. I went, why does this look like this? My mom said, well, they renovated. No, excuse me, man. Hold on.
I mean, the answer is gentrification, but
that's what it is, B.
Right.
I said, but my ceiling collapsed.
Right.
And my studio equipment got stolen. But I needed to literally have a firearm with me to walk through there where it was, and now this shit look pleasant. Nigga! By the way, all the way up.
Yeah.
All the way up. There is a area up there where it's these bigger houses. All the way up to there. These are relatively well-off people in that part. Across the street, Uplands. Still looking good. Why am I mad? Well, it's simple. There was a night with me and about 7 or 8 of my friends were up to no good. Started making trouble in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Almost got caught up with one family, And niggas got scared. You know what I'm saying? Police came around there. We was like, "That's fuck that."
Right.
Police is chasing us. We run across Emerson Avenue. It's cars, but Uplands is there. It's dark. That particular part had more. That's the other thing. They knocked down the trees. That had if it had not been for those trees, I'd have been jammed. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
Those trees are not there. And I'm looking the whole time. There was some garages. So this is us running across Emerson Avenue, getting to the other side. There are garages behind the Uplands building that drops off even further here. But it's dark. And
Right.
I'm running. And the police are after us. So I do this. Oh, right. Right. All of that's been corrected.
Mm-hmm.
All of it. And I'm looking, going put. They got the posh windows, the townhomes, even the apartment buildings looking all swank, and I was living in a fucking hovel.
Facts. All facts. That shit was a war zone.
That bothers me.
that area was somehow dilapidated and populated at the same time.
Nigga.
Facts. All facts.
This is when my kid was a little girl. She's a little girl. I had to walk through there with all of that. And now that looked like they carved a chunk out of the suburbs and plopped it right down there. Yo, I was hot. And I bet they wouldn't let me walk down there now.
That's funny.
And I bet if I walk down there right now, they would be like, yo, Joe caught the reference, yo. He caught the Harlem Nights reference.
Facts. Nah, it's facts. It's facts.
I was hot.
Nigga, I understand. It's a bit irrational, but I get it. So Joe said that's why it doesn't pay to speed much for a short trip. You aren't saving much time on a 5-minute drive. On a 10-hour drive, that's different. Yes, that is absolutely true. I would like to amend this a little bit.
Yeah.
Jumping from 5 minutes to 10 hours is insane.
It's a dollar.
On a 30-minute or 40-minute drive, it's worth it to move a little bit faster, depending on the situation. Like, again, for my specific route, because of the way that the lights sync, it saves me a good 7 to 10 minutes on my drive to catch the lights before they start changing, because they don't sync up very well.
Yo, Disco City caught the Fresh Prince run.
And then Special Space said, I've been telling my kid driving that the rules aren't there for trouble, they're there to be predictable. Yes.
Yeah.
Once if you
true.
have something that you can predict what people are going to do, it is much less likely that accidents will happen.
Absolutely.
So if everybody is following the same rule, and that's something I have to remind myself of sometimes with some of the dumbass rules that pop up. Because it's not that the rule itself makes sense, because some of the rules don't make sense.
Yeah,
the one situation where I turned to get into the parking garage downtown, the lane says bus only, but it's also the turning lane to turn. That doesn't make sense. And it's a rule I don't follow, but I understand why following the rule. I understand why following the rule. But because in this situation, nobody follows that fucking rule.
Well, yeah.
Not the police, not the buses.
You can't count the police in it, because I watch them motherfuckers run past red lights all the time.
No, but the buses will be in that lane and then move to the lane left of it. So it's like, if this lane is for buses only, why are you in this lane? But again, the rule, regardless of how stupid it is, if more people are following it, it makes their behavior more predictable, and that makes for less potential for accidents.
Kat says, I have 33 miles of freeway between home and work. It takes about 40 minutes to get there and about an hour to get home. People rushing to get away from work and cause accidents.
That's a thing. But also, I think that, so this is one of those things where I think I've only said this once on the show, and because we're so close to election day, I don't feel like it's going to cause any problems, but I'm just going to say it anyway. This is not what I'm not saying that I feel this way. I am talking objectively. That is similar to the idea of people voting and individual people choosing to abstain. It's not that it's not the fact of the matter is everybody's vote counts, but also the fact of the matter is each individual vote does not necessarily count to the degree in which we're talking about. It's a constant situation. So it's one of those things that's true because it's true. So because, like what Kat said, people rushing home from work causing accidents, that's a thing. But I would argue
it's differential speed.
That happens. Like that is the truth, and it is what happens. But I would argue that there's a different factor in play.
Yeah.
And additional, not different. I would argue that there are additional factors in play, like people not knowing how to drive. And I'm not talking about the people that they're trying to rush past. I'm talking about the people that are trying to be rushing.
Yes.
Them not knowing how to drive, not paying attention.
Also, differential speed kills. So it
absolutely kills.
If everybody is going a certain whatever, and your motherfucking ass is doing breakneck,
absolutely,
you are
it's
the
going to be an issue.
Yeah,
there's going to be an issue there.
Yeah,
100%. If everybody's going 25 and you're going 27, 30, 35, all right, that's a little. If everybody's going 25 and you're going 50,
you out of pocket.
Come on, bro, you completely out of pocket. Like what is happening here?
You're out of pocket.
You're completely out of pocket, and then you shouldn't be doing that. So, like, there are bounds, and there's wiggle room inside of most contexts.
Absolutely,
is basically the point I'm making.
Absolutely.
Like, I've seen people. I don't know. I might have talked about it on here. I've seen people like on my way home from work. And I work downtown, and I've seen people like jump over to the far lane where there are cars potentially parked and try to get around traffic. They're not going to get around traffic that way. That's not how that fucking works. It's likely that you're going to run into a car.
That's exactly.
And then you'll be at the mercy of somebody to let you back over.
That's it.
Or you cut them off and you get hit. Like, so it's that type of thing.
Or you cut them off, don't get hit, but then get stopped by a light, and then the person comes out.
And they might come beat your ass.
And then you get
that
hit.
That might be GTA.
and then you get hit.
Right. That might be an essence of a GTA situation happening. So it's like it's one of those catch-22s where it's like the rules are there for a reason. Rules are meant to be followed by the vast majority of people because that makes things more predictable. Right. However, some rules are able to be broken, but you can't say that because when you say that, people start feeling like they can break the rules. Right.
First, let me ask you this. Have you ever played GTA anything and tried to obey the traffic rules?
Never. Not once. Not a single time in my life have I played GTA and actually paid attention to how fast I was moving for any other reason than, oh shit, they have a speedometer.
Right. Listen, let me tell you about my GPS. There has been several times I've attempted to do that, and they all end within half a block. Yeah. Half a block. Like, I can't do this. I can't do it. I can't do it.
There's no way in the world.
It doesn't make sense. First of all, it doesn't make sense to do because, yes, there's some programming in the game where you do see traffic laws being obeyed by some cars.
Yes.
But there are also right. You can't.
Like, I've also been playing GTA and saw somebody sitting at a red light and then somebody else hit a pedestrian because they decide to go around everybody sitting at the red. Like, yes, that's absolutely a thing. Yes.
And cars will continually do this from parking.
Oh,
like you're riding And
Right.
like, yo, you was just
What happened? Like, why did you just jump in front of my car? Like, what is happening here? But I guess that's part of the making it realistic.
That's why I hate the cops.
That happens a lot, but in real life, you don't often hit people when they do it, but it happens a lot.
That's exactly why I hate the cops in the game too, because y'all doing a lot. Like, all right, so sometimes it don't be you, it be an NPC that did something, and the cops are going all out. This is an argument for cops showing some restraint. This is what happens when cops go all out. This is a perfect example of it. I've literally seen cops kill innocent people to catch the one guy that may have done something.
Yep, running over pedestrians and shit.
What the fuck?
Like, what are you doing? Why are you on the curb right now? Like, you're on the sidewalk. This is not an off-road vehicle.
Yo, the cops are the worst in GG. What the fuck?
Thanks.
They're the worst.
Discord said, "Don't fight traffic. Just go with the flow. When there's nobody on the road, then go, baby, go. But keep your eyes peeled for the popo."
Bars.
That's funny. Well, all right. The only caveat I would give to that is, full traffic is an issue.
Yeah, full traffic is definitely an issue.
When there are people, like, all right, so I'll use highway for example. I don't know if this is a law everywhere, but I know it's at least an unwritten rule here in the States. On the highway, you are supposed to pass in the left lane. That is what that is for. If you are not passing, you should not be in that lane. When people follow that, everything goes smoothly. And that's a situation where the speed that people are currently driving at a given time may vary greatly, because you might have some people in the far right lane doing 40.
Sure.
And then you might have people in the far left lane doing 80.
Sure.
But it works because it's another rule thing. People are generally following that rule of thumb.
They're following the flow of traffic or whatever.
Right.
And it's typically.
Yeah. Now, trying to implement that when there are cars lane to lane is a little bit different. That's not something you can really do. You can't.
It's a bit different.
But a part of the reason that ends up happening is because people stop following that rule.
That's
There's
true.
very rarely will. All right, so this is what happens a lot of times, specifically on the highway, when I run into traffic, backed up traffic.
You be running into traffic, my guy? You gotta drive better than that.
Shut up. There is an accident, and everybody's trying to be nosy.
Rubbernecking like a motherfucker.
Yes. There is an accident, and the cars involved are in the way of a very important vein to that highway. So that's causing issues.
Yeah.
There is construction, and this is the kicker, there is nothing. Nothing has happened.
Yeah.
There is nothing going on.
There's no
it
construction.
just was a log jam.
There's
No construction, no accidents, no road lane closures. It's just that once you get to a certain point, the people start moving.
Yeah.
So there are absolutely times where, because on the highway, some people are choosing not to follow the passing rules.
Right.
That traffic is congested. Again, you still can't lane rule your way out of that.
No. Can't belt bib to vote your way out of this. Hey, yo, sis say, hey, Callie, the left lane is the fast lane.
Yes, no, facts. And that's what it is, because and that's a loophole that some people use, because as long as you're going above the flow of the rest of the traffic, you are still technically passing.
Yeah.
And like that's how I've always, like, when I used to go to Atlantic City all the time. That's how I always navigated the turnpike, because the turnpike is one place where it's a hard law that the left lane is the passing lane.
Yeah.
And that's how I would always navigate I would just make sure I'm going fast enough that I would be considered passing if a cop actually
So
wanted to enforce that rule.
You try to go fast enough where you could be arguably said to be passing,
but not fast enough
hitting
that
something
they would be
where you wind up passing.
Facts. Like going, same in New Jersey, I live in the passing lane. Facts. Like not going fast enough that you could be with any scrutiny could be considered passing,
Right.
but also within that same scrutiny not being considered speeding like crazy.
Right.
So it's a delicate balance of that. Unless, and this is going to still man the original point, unless you just follow the fucking rules and get out of the lane once you pass somebody, which is absolutely a way to do it.
I mean,
like there are times when I've done that. My first few times driving up there, that's how I navigated it. Like I would literally only go in the left lane simply to pass around the person and then get right back in the right lane. Eventually, once I became a more seasoned driver and more understood the nuances of the rules and how people work and all that shit, I'm not doing all that shit unless there's a reason for me to have to get back in there. Like if I don't feel like I'm driving fast enough and I happen to see police, I'll get back in the right lane.
That's what happened, though. That's the reason why the police can always find somebody to pull over for something.
Absolutely,
they can always find somebody to pull over.
Absolutely. Like Fab got our first Middle Beach trip on the way back. Fab got pulled over, and somehow everybody ended up with it. This is what I don't understand.
Wow,
it's an SUV. How the fuck did all of y'all get tickets for not wearing your seatbelts? Y'all know y'all got pulled over. Why the fuck you ain't put your seatbelt on? But everybody in the vehicle got a ticket for a seatbelt.
All you had to do was go.
Right. Like, what is fucking happening? Sis says what is TK?
Maybe she meant that was supposed to be.
I don't know what TK is, but Arizona, Oklahoma. Oh, no, are they cities? I don't know. She said in these places. Oh, they might all be cities. I don't know. In these places, the lane is for passing only. You learn to respect that when tractors and semis are on the road. That's facts. That's facts. And then in some places, those big ass vehicles aren't supposed to be in the left lane at all.
Yeah.
So, like, obviously, different places, the rules are going to be different, and you should. But the problem there is when you travel. So, like, if you're in a place that you're not normally in, it's not readily apparent with signs and shit. But anyway, the point is, traffic is dumb. I think everybody can agree.
The overall point.
I think so. From everything that everybody is saying, traffic is traffic in the United States.
Traffic in the United States is dumb, and the apes here are dumb. And
traffic in the United States is similar to English. It's stupid as fuck, and often doesn't make sense. But if you follow all the conventions,
you'll have less.
Probably
accidents.
Still be confused.
You'll be so confused, but you'll have less accidents. I think I would take that as the consolation prize. Less accidents, still confused.
Less accidents is always a good thing.
Because y'all confuse me anyway with other shit too. So it's just I knew Texas. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I've only been in Texas once, and I didn't.
So drive. Texas, Arizona, Oklahoma, and not Los Angeles, Louisiana. Okay.
Interesting.
So traffic is stupid. Traffic rules are stupid. The concept of traffic itself is stupid. How traffic forms is stupid. Pretty much everything about it is stupid.
People are stupid. The concept of people is stupid.
That's a fact.
Like,
all these right. Things are dumb. Yeah. All these things are dumb. So yeah, I don't. Like I said, everything that the people in the comments said about the traffic laws is right. Some of them have additional context and nuance that could be,
of course,
but
some of that nuance and context needs to be like exported from the United States to Panama. They have the worst drive. Listen. I love the Panamanian people. I do. I swear I do. They are amazing.
Yeah.
That driving shit y'all got going on down there.
That's hilarious. I think that is a common thing on the western side of the southern hemisphere.
Could be.
Because anywhere in the Caribbean that we've been, in Mexico, in fucking Dominican Republic, like anywhere down in those areas that we've been and there have been vehicles, driving is fucking insane.
Yo, I felt safer in a golf cart riding 30 minutes to town when we were in Belize than I did on any street in Panama City. I'm talking these, they coming out, guns blazing,
nigga,
just jumping in the way. Yo, I've seen New York traffic.
Right.
It makes New York traffic,
it's different.
Look like
It's
people
different.
know what the fuck they're doing.
The absolute worst place that I've been as far as traffic is concerned is Jamaica. It's not even close. It's fucking ridiculous. Like, we almost died several times on our way to one of our excursions. Like, nigga, if anywhere, I have a rule that if I'm not with certain people, I don't like venture too far away from the resorts.
No, I feel you.
Because I gotta have certain people. Listen, if I got Fab with me, all right, I'm a little more comfortable because I know we gonna be all right.
We gonna be thinking the same,
right?
The same shit,
right?
We know what to observe. No, but you know what? I'm that way here in the States though.
No, facts.
There's certain places in Baltimore I'm not going with certain people.
Absolutely.
Nah.
But that's in general. But in Jamaica, I feel like I never want to leave the resort.
Nah.
Because of the traffic.
I think.
Because no nigga, they be fucking wilding. Like I said, it's bad other places. It's terrible in Jamaica. Like the ride to the resort from the airport, the ride from the resort to the excursion, the ride from the excursion back to the resort, and the ride from the resort back to the airport. All of this shit was bananas.
Yo, and that's the thing. The thing that's crazy for me was, so in Panama City, most of their streets are very well kept. And in Belize, on Ambergris Key Island, most of their streets are not. They're barely even there. And I felt safer on that street with a golf cart where there were other, like, it wasn't a lot, but it was a few regular vehicles we would see. People riding down the street like they got some sense, wave at you. Yeah. We're all in Belize. Yeah, we are all in Belize. You know what I'm saying? Like, even in San Pedro City, them streets is narrow. I still didn't feel.
Yo, Kat says I go with the flow, usually in the left lane, passing the cars in other lanes. But if someone is coming up on me fast, I move to the right lane. If everybody drove like that, it would be perfect.
Yeah.
It would be absolutely perfect. She also says City of Phoenix has the highest vehicle death rate per capita in the USA. Why is that? I wonder what accounts for that. God damn.
I know Graydon got into an accident recently.
Nigga.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
What the fuck is going on in Phoenix? That cause anyway. Yeah, so I didn't expect to get into a half hour conversation.
But we did. But we did.
So yeah, that's it.
So we want to thank all of you once again for joining us for another rousing edition of Black Culture Geeks podcast. Be sure to remember that there is always music.
Yeah.
Old music.
Yeah.
Unreleased music soon to be released.
Yeah.
It's always music.
Yeah.
So go and check it out, please. Also, don't forget to check out my sister, his significant other, Chrissy's Heard It Through the Grapevine podcast, where I happened to be first last time.
You absolutely were. For once, you actually were first.
I was actually first. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, feel good about that. I did. Also, don't forget to check out a Super Side Guy and Hendrix Meta with Mutants. Metas and Mutants. Go check that podcast out.
Absolutely.
They got a lot of fun stuff happening over there. And once again, we just want to thank all of you guys, because the reason we are still able to do this and still inspired to do this, you guys come every weekend, laugh, kiki, guffaw, and get outraged with us. So so for my man SPJ,
You.
I am Tombstone the Dead Man. And for the greater world entertainment family, we are out.
Peace.